I'm sorry, Troy Rippee. What were you saying?
Well, Patrick Ridge. What I was saying was, you were just telling Billy what to do, how to get to TikTok.
Oh, wait, yeah. So we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can.
I don't. It's gonna. I don't know how to add it.
Okay. Well, you can figure it out. Just press the plus button and then check the video. So what we're doing right now is we're getting my amazing, incredible sponsor / co-host a TikTok so that all of you beautiful people can follow him and try to get a little.
I think some of them might not be beautiful.
Right. Well, no, actually, you know what though? They're all beautiful to me.
You're lying.
Inside.
Okay.
But what were you just saying?
Oh,
though?
I found the.
I think it's funny how
upload.
The little tiny minute details that it takes to put together a TikTok video is lost on the viewer. The viewer just thinks, "Oh yeah," because you make it look so easy. You you're talking and you post it, whatever. But there's so much goes into it. Oh, I'm in the middle of talking. Excuse me.
I think I did.
Excuse me.
Cool. Let me see. Oleg, what are you talking about?
I just told you, you need to that.
It's not going to happen, dude. Don't worry about it.
Okay, now I think
it's just going to...
I think it happened.
I can't, you got to work around what I'm doing here. Oleg's filming...
Fuck up and just do what I said. That's it.
Bro, I don't even know what's going on. It's been chaos.
But are you sure that it went up?
No.
Okay, let me see. Well...
Wait, here, I'll follow him so I can see if he
Yeah, so we're all just trying to get going on TikTok. Yeah, this is absolutely...
What's your name?
On TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, he absolutely did not post that. So Billy, when you click on it...
Oh, my gosh.
Go back and then you have to go to next.
Oh, you're on. Wow.
And then you have to go to next.
Billy's got a TikTok, guys.
You can add music, which we can do that later.
Okay.
This is either really, really great or very entertaining or both.
A thing, and then you can write what you want to write. About to do the Learning to Lose podcast, and you have to tag me and Troy. So Troy, I have Troy here, who is one of my best friends, and you've been sober for...
How do I tag? Can I just...
So Billy, can you just do that off the mic? You just press @ Patrick Ridge, and then you press @ Troy Rippee, and our accounts will come up.
Troy Rip. Troy.
Troy's Dane's brother. Dane wrote Learning to Lose, and I was in a band with Dane, and Dane is a big part of the reason that this whole thing started. And I don't know, we could talk a little bit about that, but before we go into that, you have how much time, and what about Liberty
9 years.
House? And
I've been sober for 9 years.
And when you were just somewhere, and what do you think about me? And
yeah, I've been sober for 9 years. I was struggling with alcohol and drugs. My brother reached out to Pat because he knew Pat was sober and asked Pat for help. Pat helped my parents find Liberty House, and Liberty House helped my parents shut the door, which basically means they went to Al-Anon and they stopped enabling me. They stopped paying for stuff for me, and I only had one option, which was one rehab, one sober living. And I went there, and I was there for 23 months, got sober. Pat was my first sponsor, and yeah, Pat was there for me when Dane got real sick, and we went well, I was living at my parents' house at the time. My brother was really, really sick, and Pat came over and helped film some stuff, and he was there for me when Dane passed. And
I just want to get that up and out there.
I work for him now.
So yeah, so now if you ever
Really?
so now here's what you're going to do. When you go to that post, you can click on those 3 @, and then you can follow us 3, me, Learning to Lose, and I'll add Learning to Lose also to your profile. Billy, I know you seem overwhelmed right now, but
explain
hold on
to
a second.
me-
I was just talking.
That's fine. It doesn't matter.
No,
can you
I
explain
was-
to me why it's important he has a TikTok?
Because I have thousands of people that are getting a lot out of my shares and my sobriety and my recovery, and Billy's a huge part of that, and he also wants to help people.
Awesome.
Okay,
And
cool.
I want him to see plants too.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Love it.
And your chickens and
Oh, you have
Dude,
chickens too?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the other thing.
You have chickens?
Yeah, I got 6 chickens.
Where?
Yeah, brand new.
Where?
Where from? Or
Are they babies?
No. They're 5 months. They just started laying
Oh, well, where?
in my backyard. I rent a room
don't
in
give
Lynn Ranch.
shit about this, so just talk amongst
Yeah, dude,
yourselves for a second.
We have like, I think there's like 10 garden beds, and we got 6 chickens. We just built a chicken coop, and super excited.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You have vegetables in?
Yeah. So my roommate, our landlord / roommate, if you will, a friend of Dylan's, well, both of ours now, but
Dylan is your mate?
Dylan's my fiance. Yeah. Dylan, yeah.
Okay.
Originally it was her friend, and then I met her, and obviously we're all friends. We've been living there for like 4 or 5 years now. She like has been gardening her since I've known her, and now we're getting involved in where she added some gardening beds since the COVID shut down, and we were talking. We're like, we should get some chickens so we can get fresh eggs for free.
Yeah.
Or cheaper because you're paying for chicken
Food
feed and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why we.
So did you build a coop, or it was there? Or?
They paid a handyman to build the coop.
Nice.
So yeah, brand new. Super excited. We got the chickens. I don't know where she got them from, but we got them, I don't know, a month ago, and they were like 4 months, and now they're 5 months, and now they just started laying eggs. And not all the eggs are viable. Some of them kind of fall apart.
Do you have a rooster?
We don't think so. I don't think so. No. I guess you would know by now, right?
Is it okay if you have a rooster where you live?
I think, yes, because I live in Lynn Ranch, and I think it's unincorporated there. I don't know the exact law because it's not my house.
But your neighbors aren't going to flip out and stuff.
No, I don't think so. There's like horses and goats and pigs, and
wow,
people have like hawks and eagles in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lynn Ranch,
yeah.
Oh.
It's like an old school development. It's been there forever.
I love when Oleg laughs.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry, Oleg. Am I in the shot over there? You can do like a wider shot of me. It doesn't need to be just my face.
It's like that.
Just so that there's, Yeah. And then will you check and see if I'm in that one? Because I just moved it a little bit. Because I actually want to see this camera. So I'm just gonna come in and just like a bull in a china shop and not give a shit about anything you guys were just talking about.
That's
and
normal.
I'm just gonna
right,
dude, be careful because I know it is normal, but you know what? Awareness is 9/10 of the law. I mean, I'm aware. At least I'm aware of it today.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Aware of awareness.
No, just aware of the fact that I do have some problems.
Oh,
okay.
And I need to work on some stuff because Veronica was just saying she's right. I just, in all seriousness, like she is right. But
about what?
But here's another thing though. But you operate best in a manic panic. So do you not? But it seems like you get a lot done when you go manic.
I get a lot done.
That's how you do, man. That's
okay. I think that. So, I get a lot done, and sometimes for me to get a lot done, it just looks like I'm manic because I'm not able to like give you attention or someone else attention. I'm just kind of like I'm actually doing so much that it's almost like if you tried to do everything that I do, like your brain would explode. So instead of my brain exploding, I just don't act right. So I'm sorry for that. But like I'm doing the best I can.
You think you could do it and act right?
I think I could, and I'm working on it. But it would mean a lot to me if like the people around me like had just like I guess you guys don't need to understand, but like I guess just I'm not intentionally trying to. It's just like right now in the early stages of this, it's a lot. That's why I would love to get some help from Troy.
The early stages of what?
Just right now, making sure the podcast, everything's on point, scheduling it, making sure all the equipment's set up right while doing 6 TikTok videos every day and Instagram and trying to post to Ridge Production also and focusing on finishing the Hypercrush video and then also trying to make new merch for Learning to Lose and Smalls. That's just a whole nother thing. And then Alex.
He's a whole category.
No, let me finish. And then Alex doing the YouTube stuff. And then we have Serena, who's working on the pilot. And then I have like Tall and then Tim. That's a whole nother thing I'm dealing with. So it's just like, and then Veronica and my health and my food and the eating and my stomach and am I drinking coffee? I don't know. It's just all day. There just seems to be a lot of, I'm juggling.
You seem very important.
No, I'm just juggling a lot of balls.
It's a lot of things to juggle.
But I'm not saying I'm important.
Well, I would see what you're describing to me is you having so many responsibilities. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Well,
does it feel like that?
But you know what? That's funny because that's what Veronica said too.
What?
You're so important.
Yeah.
It all revolves around you. And then you just said it. So maybe there's something to that.
Right.
No, for sure. There definitely is. And I think that that's all rooted in my insecurity and my need for validation, thanks to my dad. But I'm working on it. I'm doing the best I can. And to be honest with you, I'm really trying to create a brand.
No. We get that. Well,
No.
And I'm not trying to talk shit either.
No. But let me finish. Okay. Because it's not just that I'm trying to create a successful brand. I'm trying to create something where all of us can benefit from. Right. Yeah. So that, and it's so crazy because like that dream 5 years ago when I started Ridge, well, Ridge actually was that, and it did do that for a little while. But then I started to think, you know what, like this is cool, but like, I don't really want to have like a client. Like we're so good at what we do. I want to make it for us. Like I want to be the creative director. I want like Troy's humor to be able to come out. And I want, he makes these really funny videos and he has all this really cool stuff that he could add. And we don't get to do any of that for like, for clients.
Someone else.
Yeah. So I want to be able to shine so badly that I'm like kind of willing to be manic until I achieve that. Because I know that once we get to that point, it's going to be so awesome and like so fun. Like imagine if we had like, you know, BioMD as a sponsor right now, like, you know, that's $100,000 a year. That's a contract.
Sponsoring what? The podcast, the Ridge,
the podcast,
the show, the
podcast. Hey guys, we've been brought to you by BioMD, CBD company. You know, we're sober. Our guest is not, and you have all different, whatever script they give us, we read it after, before every podcast.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. I hear you, man. But like, be able to do your own thing.
But here's the thing is like, you say that'd be so cool, right? But I actually like know how cool that would be. And it's actually cooler than so cool. It's like
how cool.
It's just like, oh my God. We get on the phone in the morning. We're like, all right, what are we doing today? We get to plan the podcast out. We can pick guests. We can make merch and just have this whole, I don't know. Like I just dream big and I believe that I can achieve those dreams because I'm a little insane and delusional. And it's like,
yeah. I think that too.
Yeah.
I just also want you to have some sort of grounding and remember that you don't have to be so important. You are so important.
No, but
when I said that, I really mean it. You're very important because you are involved in all these people and you're affecting all these people's lives. Not just me and Tall and Tim and whoever else, you know what I mean? But people that listen to you and stuff. So you are important, but I don't want it to be so overwhelming where it's like too hard to handle, you know? Just remember there's something something larger that's in control.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it.
That's why I love Troy. But honestly though, like my goal is to get it going. Like you remember what happened with Ridge? Like I went hard until I just chilled.
I don't because I left.
Okay, but I went hard in the beginning. Okay,
for sure.
And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, I'm going hard just so that I don't have to do shit." So I will chill once everything's going.
Right.
But right now is the time when I got to figure out a way to get everything going, and for good or bad or better or worse, I
guess plus right now you don't have your guys and stuff, so you know, we're quarantined and solo.
Yeah, it's a weird time.
Yeah, it is a weird time. But I just wanted to share something with you about being important, because you said that I'm not that important. And I literally just did
Well, Troy's important too, right?
Depends to what. Important to Dylan. I'm important to my dog, Jack. I better.
So I'm going to find this video real quick, and we're going to play it about the important thing in a second. But first I want Troy to talk a little bit about learning to lose and Dane and we'll just, what is, I'm sorry. Here we go. Real quick.
I'll answer.
I want to talk about something really fucking important. Being self-conscious, insecure, and afraid to post stuff online because you're afraid of how you're gonna look, right? I look like such an idiot. I'm insecure too. Like, I feel like, ooh, look at the red right here, and I'm overweight, and oh, look, I'm getting old. Look at the crow's feet here. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, nobody cares about how you look more than you. And everyone has their own insecurities. So I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that I'm not that important. Like, I'm just not important. I'm a tiny little speck of sand on a fucking huge universe, in a galaxy. It's just, we're just not that important.
And so here's the cool thing about this post, right? Because like me and Troy, we both, all three of us, me, Billy, and Troy, we all have the same, we all live our life by the same set of values, and we all have enough time to where we know. So, oh my God, dude, needed to hear this. This made my day. Thank you. Thank you for this. Well said, sir. Thanks for the reel. Absolutely love this video. That's me. I haven't posted anything on here. I just don't want to be made fun of. Oh, I needed this. Thank you. You and Veronica are my favorite, whatever. Are you ever happy? Smile. Get rid of your toxicity. You know that what this is, it brings the worst in you. Be yourself and lighten up. Sometimes I get those too. It's cool to watch you grow and make these discoveries. So needed to hear this morning. Thank you. Facts. So it's weird because I think there's so many people out there that don't think like this,
What you just said.
Well, yeah, like I don't look. If I thought
you don't think like that all the time. That's what I was getting at. Is like sometimes you forget that you're not important, and that's all I'm saying.
Well, no, I just think I figured out a way to be like not so self-conscious, but I definitely, you know what it is? I think that my ideas and my vision is the most important thing. Like, I think it's so important that like everybody should just like get in line to help me do it. Okay, so that's what it is, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So and Troy, you know me better than almost anyone, so you know that. What, Oleg?
That was fun. If you understand that, that's fine.
You can't ask Oleg a question. He's on mic'd up.
So yeah, so yeah, you're right, and that's something we were talking about with my therapist. But yeah, so Troy. I just want to touch on learning to lose a little bit. I just wanted to see if Troy had any insight as to like, because I think I have given learning to lose. We have given learning to lose a lot more meaning than maybe Dane had intended to in that song, because it just kind of coincides with so many of our. Every time me and Billy talk, we're like today. He called me. He was anxious. You had what was going on.
Just my mind goes manic too. Like I do the same thing. I'm doing like 5 things at once, but I don't know. That's just how I've learned to operate. And so it's either that, or I feel like I'm not getting anything done. Right. Mm-hmm. So when I'm in it, I'm going with it because shit's happening and getting done. But
you called me today, and
I was in a manic panic. So I was calling my community to calm down and get grounded, like you guys say.
Who else did you talk to?
Sasha. I called Astrid, but she didn't answer.
What did Sasha say?
the right things. I don't remember exactly.
So when he called me, I was kind of like, okay, so for me, anxiety comes from like the fear of losing the things that I don't want to lose. Like right now, I have all this cool stuff that I've wanted for so long, and it's like, oh my God, like I'm fine if I don't give a fuck about losing it. But as soon as I get it, I'm now afraid to lose it. So I go extra hard, and it's like a fear. It's like a go hard, but driven kind of by like the fear that like, I'm not going to get as many views as I did last week, or my followers are going to start dying, or I'm not going to get whatever it is.
Oh, you know what he said? I remember now.
Oh, what Sasha said?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
He said that, I'm trying to talk faster because I'm so slow on the fucking thing, but he said, pray before you do each thing. And there's a difference of going on self-power and God power. And I always come back to that, right? So it's anxiety free. You're still doing, but you're free of anxiety and fear.
That's something Brian that you've had on before told me something one time. We were just chatting and I was talking about anxiety. He goes, God's never anxious. God's voice is never anxious. Like God's not, oh, Troy, you better hurry up. You better figure this out. You better do something right now. You better post something. God's never been like that. Which is really funny.
I know, but
I like pray thinking that like I have to answer do God's will real quick. And and I'm full of anxiety.
But if you're 20 minutes late to the most important meeting in your life,
you still got to pray and chill.
Yeah, I know. But like, I just think that like, look, I agree with that. And I think I'm actually getting way better. But like Brian, I personally think he takes that like too far. And I think it probably gets in the way of his...
You don't even know Brian.
I don't know Brian.
I know Brian. I've had him on the podcast.
How does he take that too far?
I think he just, he's very slow and like very chill. And like, I think he really wants to like make a movie. And I think he has a lot of dreams that probably aren't going to happen because he's not really out there going for it.
I don't know.
That's just what I think. It's okay. You don't need to agree with me. That's just what I think.
Okay.
He's, how old is he?
I don't know. I have no idea. 40?
Yeah, and he's had this script for how long?
Not that long.
Well, he came over to the studio like years ago with it.
A couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to get him to actually do it, and he's not.
Yeah, but I mean, if you write a script and you like try to get it done, you could give it to someone else to do it, and then it's no longer your script. They're going to rewrite it and change it, and I think that's what he's afraid of, which I think most people...
He's never told me that.
Oh, okay, well...
That he was afraid of that.
I would assume that would happen.
He's only told me that he really wants to do it.
Okay.
But he's never showed up to do it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's all good. I just think that like there's... Like, what does it say? Like, faith without works is dead. Mm-hmm. So the working part of it is a real thing. Mm-hmm. And I take that shit very seriously. And dreams without goals are just dreams. So every day I have a lot of goals and I'm trying to reach my dream. Now, does God sometimes get lost in that? Yeah, I think the harder you're working and the bigger your dreams are, I think sometimes it can be harder to have that. Like you said, God's never anxious. Well, I think it's a little bit easier if your life is simple.
Probably,
yeah. Is that the answer?
No.
Well, for me, I've never been happier in my life because I don't, like Jordan Peterson says, like the Archimedes thing. Like I want my life to have meaning and purpose, and I do want to. I don't know. I've always been like super passionate and driven, and I just I like have fun when I'm getting like a lot of validation, I guess. I guess that's like the ugly part of it. But the cool part of it is I get a lot of joy and meaning out of like people getting something out of my stuff and being able to create art with my wife and watching all these different platforms of mine grow after I've worked for so hard for so long. There's a rewarding thing when you keep trying to do something and it's really, really hard to do and it finally happens, like Call of Duty. Like you love playing that game. Like it's so much fun because it's so hard.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I'm doing and I'm getting something out of it. So simple life, I don't know. That's not really for me. Do you want to play a simple game or do you want to play Call of Duty? You know what I mean? I think you're the same way, bro. Like we all are. I think we all want that meaning in that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be in a different perspective. I want a simple life.
Yeah, but when you get on set, or when you start working, or when you start getting out there in the wilderness, or when you're camping, or like you go hard. Like you're the guy that's going to get all the wood for the fire, and
but it's not complicated though. That kind of stuff is a little bit more simple. I guess there's some.
Well, for some people it would be. When I get out there, I don't know how to fucking fish. You know how to do that.
Neither
shit.
did I. I had to learn.
Right.
But now it's simple.
Yeah, but it's same thing for me. All the things that people think are complicated for me, like what I do on my phone to make these videos, I swear to God, bro, you should see this Mother's Day video I made. I swear to God, I'm not even just like tooting my own horn, but I don't think there's anyone in the world.
Just so you know, you should toot your own horn. It sounds like you like validation. You don't need it from other people. You can get it from yourself. You can toot your own horn.
I don't think there's anyone in the world as good at making like the kind of vlog TikTok edits that I make as quick as I make them. So before I was even at the next location, I had made this whole video. It was only a minute, but it had me like on my way to go to see my mom, the card, what I wrote on the card, my mom with this like amazing story about like when I was talking shit to her, writing her paper, and then it was like Veronica laughing and her Pomeranians, and it was just all in like this one little crazy video.
Yeah.
And I had it like done and posted with music and a bunch of rad subtitles also, like before I even got to my dad's house. And it was just like, wow, like that was a lot. But like for me, it's not that hard. I just cut the gaps out. You know how we edit. Like you get good at something and you just get good at it. And it's like a second nature for me.
Right on.
I guess I'm just sitting here trying to defend myself because it almost kind of feels like you guys are teaming up on me. Or Troy's like low key trying to like.
Feels like everyone's teaming up on you.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So
let's
focus on Troy a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know about the learning to lose thing. Like, what does it mean to you? And is there any other meaning?
Well, for what it means to me is going to be totally different than what other people hear. Because
I love that.
I don't know, dude. I never really talked about meanings of songs that Dane wrote, which I wish I did. But at the same time, leaving it ambiguous is kind of good. Like when they interviewed the Eagles, and I don't know if this is true or not. This is what I can remember, but they interviewed the Eagles about the song Hotel California. They asked them, what is the meaning of the Hotel California? And they didn't say, because as soon as the artist says what it means, then whoever else has like a different idea, it like erases that. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's like an experience for them. Or at least that's how I see it. So learning to lose for me, he's my brother. So when I hear that, he was sick when I heard it at least the first time. And I thought he's getting ready to lose his family and his friends. So he was learning to lose, or maybe he wrote it for us so that we could learn to lose him. I don't know. But that's what I got out of it is, that's kind of like what life is. You come into the world alone, you leave alone, and you make all these friendships and relationships along the way. And eventually you're going to pass away and you're not going to have these people.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a little bit lately. Like when you really kind of realize you're going to die, it's fucking scary. It's freaky, right? I'm going to die.
Yeah. It's not like we're all going to die and go to the same place for sure. We don't really know.
No, it's definitely
what I mean? We have no idea.
Yeah, but after having a kid and then my parents dying, it's just a weird thing. Like, fuck, the end of all this is death.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frightening. And anyway, that's my take on it originally. And then as I, lived some life and did some things, you learn to lose in other situations. You fail. Life is failure. One of my favorite sports in the world is baseball. And in baseball, if you're at bat and you hit the ball 1 out of 3 times, which is essentially a failure, it's terrible. You're an amazing baseball player.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
that.
Baseball teaches you how to lose constantly. And it's probably the greatest sport I ever played as a child. Because it gets you comfortable with losing. And how do you learn? You lose. That's how you learn. Because you don't want to lose, so.
My dad would fucking love that. Kaya, will you please put that part in the Instagram video just so I could show my dad?
I think I've talked to your dad about that.
Yeah, but that's so cool because baseball, I used to hate baseball because it didn't seem rewarding enough.
Yeah.
And dude, what's more rewarding than putting a song on a video and showing it to someone and having them be like, oh my God, it's like instantly rewarding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just thought it might be cool to actually try to hear these lyrics just to see if we can. No sweat on my brow, no hair on my chest. I'm a laundry list on a mountain of stress.
No sweat on my brow, no hair on my chest. I'm a laundry list on a mountain of stress. Didn't grow up in no poverty strife. You may got me pinned, but you know nothing alike. You're gunning for me.
Did you hear the lyrics? He said, I'm a laundry, or I'm a...
No sweat on my brow, no hair on my chest. I'm a laundry list.
On a mountain of stress.
Is this the Learning to Lose song? Did he write this when he was sick or before?
I don't even know. That's the thing is,
Hold on. First of all, this song was called Taco Bell in Agora.
Yeah.
That was the name of the song.
It wasn't finished.
I named it Learning to Lose. Because I don't know why. It
was actually called Taco Bell in A.
Yeah.
Capital A.
Yeah.
Is that because he came up with it when he was at Taco Bell?
Yes.
Maybe.
No, yeah, that is it. He wrote it or came up with it at Taco Bell in Agora, which is right over here, and he used to love Taco Bell. And I'm pretty sure he had cancer when he wrote it because he used to go to Taco Bell in Agora when he had cancer. I mean, he wasn't
before too, but
but he definitely wrote it like
Drew helped him write some of it,
which means he was in this, right? And he wasn't writing that kind of shit before he went to college.
No.
And by the time he came back to Agora after college, he had cancer. I'm pretty sure he wrote it.
Well, I'm wondering, because no hair on the chest, did he just have no hair on his chest, or did he lose it from chemo? Or
he might have lost it from chemo. He had hair in his chest for sure. I don't even necessarily think that he's talking about himself. I mean, you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
Oh, right. It's hard to say, right?
So that's the thing about...
He writes songs about other people, or he wrote songs about other people all the time. Well, that's the thing about
Dane is he really is like a real... he really was one of those... artists that like Kurt Cobain or Bradley Nowell or Lane Staley or any great Pink Floyd, any great songwriter, even Bob Dylan, or like they're not writing a song that's like the Eagles. Like that song is, any good song or piece of art can be interpreted so many different ways. Yeah. So if you're being specific about what you're talking about, that's limiting. So, and he was really good at that. He was really good at saying things in a way where, like Learning to Lose, it's such a great line that I can't believe nobody ever wrote anything or did anything with. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
That's why I jumped all over it like a couple months ago. But he also said, I just love that I'm a laundry list on a mountain of stress.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that was you today. You had all this shit to do, your laundry list, on top of a mountain of stress. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so Dane's songs, it's so amazing that we still have them because, and I sent you all the SoundCloud. You should give them a listen one day because you'll be surprised at how...
Aimless Soul.
Dude.
That's another one.
My parents are just as lost as me.
Yeah. That was actually just talking to Chris about that. Me and Dylan were talking about having kids and like when we're going to do that. And I remember telling Dylan, like, I want to start going to church before we have kids because there's going to become a time in their lives when they're going to realize that we're just big children, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, I'd like there to be some foundation of something bigger, you know what I mean? And more powerful than just a human being. And I think my parents instilling religion in my life, I rebelled against it and like hated God forever. Mm-hmm. But when I really struggled, there was some underlying foundation of God that it was easier for me to seek help, you know? And that's why I really wanted to become religious. And I got baptized. Dylan became super religious, and then I ended up getting baptized when we went to Montana. But anyway,
She became super religious before I knew her, or after you were with her?
After we got together, when I had that conversation with her, it must have been over a year and a half ago or something. She started going to church. She had her own scenario that I think pushed her to go to church, but she started going to church, and she's very involved. And she got baptized before I did, And yeah, she kind of led the way for me to. But anyway, that all stirred up because of the whole idea, the concept that I didn't really think of until I heard that song my brother wrote, which is like my parents are just as lost to that as me, which is something you find somewhere in your teenage years. You come to that realization.
Right. And right now I'm like a god, demigod.
But in your own mind, you're like, ooh, I hope I'm not fucking this up.
Yeah, but already she's almost 7. I'm already losing my credibility. She's already like fighting me and testing me out.
But you think you are, but you're not. Parents are always.
Dude, we love on that girl a lot. I hope,
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I think at the end of the day, that's really the far more important than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember my mom did loving, like she would touch my back and stuff. And I remember that now, like that was the purest.
Just knowing that you're loved. Yeah. I think that's really, that's really,
however you show it. Yeah.
Like, if you want to get really, really real right now, like that's behind everything I'm doing. And I think everyone else too, just wanting to be loved.
Right on.
That's really the main,
that's rad.
Like when you see me going crazy and trying to be manic, like all I'm really trying to do is build something so amazing so that everyone will love me and never leave me. Like I want to.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Like I think we just turned a little bit. Wait, hold on. So everything you're doing is so that people will love you, or is it because you love people?
I think at the core, it's really so that I will never be alone, and so that I will have as many people love me as possible. And really, what I want the most is like you, Tim, Veronica, DDA, Victoria, Jason, and a couple other people. Hold on, let me finish. Like locked in so tight that they could never leave me, even if they wanted to.
I want you to.
That's that real shit.
I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. No matter what happens, as long as I'm alive, I will love you unconditionally.
Okay, that's nice.
You can't say that though, because it says right there in the AA literature that the human power, they're going to fail you. That's why you need a higher power. And even if they don't intend to, it's going to happen.
Hey, Dino. That's why I love.
But that's very sweet.
I swear to you, with all the power I have and my self power, I love you.
I believe you,
no matter what.
I believe you, but the 2 or 3 times you've already left me scarred me.
Still loved you.
I know, but
true.
But my father, I know my father and my mother loved me, but when I was young and they weren't around the way I needed them to be around, that scarred me.
I'm sorry
for life, right? So now I'm always, and I did all these cool things, and my dad never really paid attention. So it's like now I'm stuck in this place where no matter what I do, no matter how many people say it's great, unless he shows me that.
I know your dad loves you. I know that you.
I know that.
I just want you to know from my perspective.
I know that, but do you want to know what his reaction was when I showed him the trailer?
What was his reaction? Did he start a conversation about something completely unrelated?
Yeah,
something
like that.
I know your dad has his quirks.
And then I told him my friend Andy, who he knows who Andy is, the producer, my friend that is interested in doing an actual reality show. Who this guy actually has.
Even I've heard his name.
Okay, so and you know what my dad's reaction was to that? Like I never. And I talk about this with my therapist all the time. Like, it's not, I need to stop chasing that because he doesn't know how to give it to me the way I want it.
I think that's might be true. I also think that
I need to give it to myself.
That's exactly right.
And I'm working on it.
That's exactly right.
And I'm working on it every day. I'm working on it.
Your dad's going to love you the way he's capable of.
And you know what? It's better than anything I could have asked for.
Right.
Because he loves me with money.
I don't think that's true. I mean, he might, but
No,
I think he loves you.
that's a part of it.
He loves you
And
in
you
a
wanna
way
know
that
what?
you're not able to see, though.
No, I see it. But I'm just saying money is one of the ways. And you know what? Money really, really helps.
Yeah.
You know it does. Billy knows it the most.
I could like use some money, love,
Yeah.
right now to build
Yeah.
my dreams, just
Yeah.
like you want to do.
And that's why I'm going.
I have a dream too.
But see, that's the thing though, is I do want to Venmo you when you come here because I want to make it like you go to people's houses for like an hour or two. Like how many times a week?
Normally,
Once a week.
yeah.
So you come
well,
here 4 times a month.
No, I come here every other week to do your plans.
Okay,
Some
so-
people are every other week.
Hold on. So you come to my house 2 times a month
Yeah,
for an hour each.
more than that.
More than that.
Probably
So let's
like-
call it 3 hours.
Yeah.
So you spend 3 hours at my house every single month for $150?
I think it's like 160 or something like that. Might be 180.
Okay.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Somewhere around there.
My point is that like...
You have the Ridge discount though. That's why I come to you and Martha every other week.
But here's the point that I'm trying to make is like giving you like a third of that to come here. Like this could be let's say you come here 2 to 3 times or 4 times a month.
I'm going to come here anyway. When there's some actual money, I want some. But right now, you don't have to give me 20 or 50 bucks. You know.
okay.
But if it's like hundreds of dollars and like I can actually like not work my ass off and do this more,
Yeah.
I'm down. But at this point,
Okay. Well, I mean, look, that's actually more of a, and I really do believe in this idea of like seeing what you want in a specific way, visualizing it, knowing how you're going to get there and knowing what it looks like. Like, you know what I already did in my head?
just now,
No, like I visualize everything, right? So what do we need?
a Jamie and another Mike.
Yeah, but what else? If
Sponsors.
No. But let's say you're my co-host, right? This is our podcast, the Learning to Lose podcast. Pat and his sponsor, Billy. Mm-hmm. What's missing? What's missing right now?
Sponsee.
No. Branding is everything. It's the most important thing. When you go into the Apple store, what do you see? What your eyes see?
A logo?
Yeah, like that Learning to Lose logo, like that's a fucking good logo. It's clean. It's the original AA font. It's fucking simple. It's legible. It's just like I changed that thing so minutely. Like I made the smallest adjustments that this is what we need. What do you see when you listen to the podcast?
Us.
No, you see my face.
Yeah.
We need to take a new photo. It needs to be the two. Do you remember how the old art was? How it was half of Wickham's face and half of my face? Mm-hmm. We need to do new art that's half of my face and half of your face with your fucking hippie fucking braid coming down the side. Mm-hmm. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I already know that. Like you,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying is like, I forget why I'm even.
Well,
talking about
we keep coming back to this stuff because you're building this thing.
No, this is why I'm talking about it. Because I think that if we visualize it and we see it for what it can be and we believe it, then we start taking these steps to get to that place. And if you really believe it in your heart and you see it and you fucking take those steps, then you fucking get it.
Well, we're going to find out.
No, I already found out. I found out a few times. I found out with Hypercrush, found out with Ridge, and now I'm finding out with this because I'm already selling merch. I already got fans. I already got over 10,000. My goal was 10,000 downloads. Got it. My goal was 10,000 YouTube subs. Got it. My goal was like, I'm getting it, you know? Like it's happening.
Did you really get 10,000 YouTube subs?
Dude, we're at 9,960. Tomorrow we're going to hit 10,000. Give me a fucking pound, bro.
Good job, dude.
But the thing about that is that it's like real.
Yeah.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah, man.
You've been working hard, man. You've been putting in a lot of work.
And here's the thing, though. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to convince you to like believe it with all of your heart.
I've been fantasizing about it, to be honest with you, for a while.
That's really good. Own that. Believe that. Listen to some fucking Denzel Washington. Watch Remember the Titans. Believe it. Because it's fucking true, dude. It really is, man. And I'm like kind of charged up and I'm fired up right now and I'm believing it because I got like 90K on TikTok and it's like, oh, it's happening. I got fans and shit. I wasn't as hyped up 6 months ago, but I was still going for it.
Yeah, you were still going.
You know I was.
Dude, since I met you, you're going for it.
Yeah, but you remember the fully integrated edit?
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, that thing's amazing. And it's like, it got forgotten about because it's like, it's going to be up. But I do need help. Like, I need your help because like, there's going to be a time when I get down in a hole. And I don't know if you're going to Montana or what you're fucking doing, but I think before you leave, I would love for you to, because here's the thing, like when you have like Fat Mike said, like anyone who's like, who talks about, oh, it's not personal, it's business. Like, fuck you. Like, that's not how I'm trying to roll. I don't roll like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, these are my friends. This is my family. This is my life.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want to have it any other way. I'm not trying to like, hide from.
Well, that's what's so appealing about it. That's why I'm interested. Because
I'm not trying to like hide the truth about how much the budget is and only pay you a little bit, like, and take the rest. Like, I can't roll like that. I just don't want to, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's cool for some people like Tim or Aaron, or Tim's good too, but Tim's great, but like the way he treats like Smalls, and I used to be like that too, but I'm not interested in that anymore. I want to treat everyone like a human being. Sorry, I'm ranting. I just get excited.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's, I had a talk with Smalls. Smalls called me about Tim, and I told, Tim doesn't have any right to talk to me that way.
But he actually does, though.
I know. I told Smalls that. I'm like, look, dude, he has every right. Here's the thing.
But I don't want that to be
right. You have the right to talk to anyone however you want, but Smalls doesn't have to listen to it. He doesn't have to work for Tim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he what the fuck else is he going to do?
Anything else. That's the thing. It's like, I wanted Smalls to realize he has the power to do whatever he wants.
That's not what I told Smalls is. The solution for my life is humility. And in the real world, when you work for somebody, they don't always have manners.
Oh, of course not.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to tell Smalls. Yeah. And he actually, when it comes to me and Tim, we're actually a lot nicer than most.
For sure.
And he has an opportunity.
But here's the difference, though, is because this is the thing that I think he's a little bit new to, I guess. We are a different company where we are friends, and so we're wearing different hats at different times, and the timing gets messed up, and then your feelings get hurt. You know what I mean? If my boss, if I worked at like a ice cream shop, and the boss said you did this wrong, I'd be like, okay, no problem. But if like my friend told me I did something wrong, I'd be like, oh, that hurts my feelings.
Yeah. So that's my friend. I think
that's the hard part.
I think that's part of the thing that Tim doesn't understand. I'd love for you to break it down to him like that, because he wants to go surfing with Salty. He wants to go out for drinks after the job. He wants to have it on it. But then when we're at work, he switches it and he wants to be like this other guy. Yeah. And it's like, that's why people don't necessarily like him.
Yeah. Or it's just hard to understand Tim. And I think I understand Tim, at least.
I do too. And he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He has such an amazing heart and he's so driven.
Yes, he does.
And he's so responsible, and he's so responsible. He like loses his phone 9 times a year and forgets his credit card at the bar and gets blacked out every fucking other weekend. But the truth is that like when you need to get something done, like he's going to get it fucking done.
Yeah.
Sorry. What were you going to say a second ago?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, you were going to say something about when I said business.
Oh, it just reminds me of your dad and Trump.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, see, my dad's I think my dad's a little lost, and that's why I'm really grateful that we're more evolved than our parents are in some ways, or at least I am, because I think that they lived in a little bit of I think our society is evolving emotionally, and we're not as racist as we used to be. We're not as I think there's a more of a value on like, emotional sensitivity and like freedom of like, I think we're a little bit more open and a little bit more, I think our society is evolving, especially because of the internet. So we're now like the shit we talk about, like our parents never talked about. Maybe yours did, but like, being in the moment and like meditating and like
My parents never talked about
you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot of people, young people talking about that kind of shit right now.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just because of
the importance on it, the importance on things have shifted.
Like kids, like millennials right now, like kids, like they want purpose more than anything. Like if they go to a job and they don't feel like they have creative control or like they're not feeling like Wickham, for example, like he gets bored so quick. Same with Nate, same with Mike. Like they want to have like it's more important to them than even having money. And because it's like, that is the truth. That should be more important. And, I think our society is evolving, and I also kind of forgot why I'm talking about that, but
yeah, I don't know. I think that people are personally, I think people are too sensitive, and they're looking for purpose because they weren't brought up to make that important. They're
so like, how like a spring goes like this, and then finally it like,
yes,
it goes like, it stays centered.
Yeah.
So like back when our parents grew up, it was like this, right? And it was everyone was very hard and racist and worked hard and tough. And then
maybe our parents.
Yeah. Okay. But then like it got less, and now we're like at the other end of the pendulum.
Right. You think it's going to go back up is what you're saying?
Well, I think yeah. Like look at what happened with Louis C.K. Like the Me Too thing happened, right? And everyone like went way too extreme with it. And now it's like, okay, well, let's just chill out a little bit. It's like the repercussions of things are always extreme at first, and then they balance out.
That's because of how quick information's transmitted these days.
It's also because people get hurt. Like here's a good example. Like when you have an argument with like your wife or your chick, right? First you get like defensive and angry, right? Yeah. And then like you come around. So like we're witnessing
then reason comes around.
Yeah. So right now I think we're in this like hypersensitive
emotional
phase. But I think that, Joe Rogan talks a lot about it, and I think it'll balance itself out, and I think it's just kind of a necessary part of the evolution of things.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the restroom.
Yeah. Have you had podcast since COVID?
Oh my God.
That's all you've been doing?
I've done a lot.
Really? Who's come over?
2 with Veronica, which was amazing because we have this new thing that we're doing. And so I've been trying to hit 10,000 downloads. Yeah. And I was at like 8. Like it used to take me. It's just incredible.
So who have you had on since COVID shut down?
DDA was on with Billy 2 nights ago, which was fucking they never really met, and it was just so they were great. Like, it was 3 hours long.
You should listen to that podcast for sure.
It was great.
Yeah, DDA is great to talk to too.
And then I had me and Oleg did one, and then we like argued for like half of it. Me and Veronica did one, and Oleg kind of came in. In the beginning, it was like I was like getting excited about like me and Veronica doing it.
Do you guys talk about COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You get down to like all what you think about it and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look at the boy.
Yeah, he's watching.
So we had Hillary on.
Hillary,
you know that girl Hillary, that's at that primetime meeting in Westlake with the silver hair.
No.
Yeah, you do. She's a little bit older. She's goes to the meeting by A.E. Wright. Shireen's meeting.
Oh, got it.
Hillary. You know who I'm talking about now?
I think so. Anyway.
She was fucking great, dude.
Right on.
And then
got Randy coming on.
I hope.
That's gonna be so great. That's gonna be so rad.
Yeah.
I might even be here for that.
It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I don't know if it was shutdown that made this happen or my trip to Montana, but things have really shifted for me, and it's been very bizarre.
Oh, that's cool.
It's been a very bizarre couple of months, that's for sure, because no work. But like other things have, I don't know. Now they're on the forefront of my mind.
That's Hillary.
Looking at it in
yeah.
like coming to terms
Well, let's hear her talk.
What would you say are like the conclusion that you've come to?
I'm not what I've done.
Uh-huh.
I'm not what happened
Or
to me.
what's been done to you.
Or what's happened to me.
Right.
When I get out of self, it's the kind of goal that we do to get, when we get sober, we get away from the addiction, we look at our mind as a power, and how our mind talks to us with authority and ego and self and the alcoholism, and then we go into the second step. Second step is like, came to believe, it's like I'm starting to wake up. That I come to believe in a power greater than me, which has already told me in step one that my brain is powerful. My disease is powerful.
So I feel like, yeah, that is a good song. I feel like I have a good opportunity here because the way I see it, the two of you are probably more like brothers than the whole crew. And I've seen, because you've had brotherly fights as well. Like, you know, being a brother, there's some brutal fights, right?
I don't even know what that
there's
is.
been some brutal fights.
So if it's cool, I'd like to just do a little inquisiting for my own curiosity.
Please do.
And a little poking around.
Poke.
I don't know. Well, one is like, how long have you known each other?
I met Pat when the earliest memory I have of Pat was when I was like in third grade, and he was on the baseball team with my brother.
Say that one more time.
The earliest memory I have of Pat is when I was in third grade. He was on the baseball team with my brother, and me and Brian, Pat's brother, helped put out a fire at Sumac School. Some like teenagers were building a fire next to the place, and me and Brian Ridge put out a fire. We put water in our mouth.
What about
from the
that time
drinking
Dane punched Brian in the face like this?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that, but I heard about it.
Oh, what about... real
Dane's the
quick.
only person that punched Brian in the face, got away with it.
Just real quick for Instagram and for everyone, can you tell the story, like try to tell it quickly about when you first saw me and I told you were on meth? And you were like, wait, what do you mean?
Oh, I was high. I've been high for like 2 years, and I came to my parents' house and trying to act normal. And Pat goes, "You're high, aren't you?" And I go, "Oh my God, how did he know? He's been following me." Like I was thinking all this stuff, and I'm like, "No." And like he totally called me out, and I was like, "Oh my God, this guy knows more than I thought." And it freaked me out. And that's actually probably why I listened to him when I first got sober, is because like he basically had my number.
What I said was, so I'm like, "You sober?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Come on, like, so what, you get high earlier today, or you get high yesterday?" Because I knew if he was,
You saw me though, you know I was.
No,
high.
no.
My parents were just.
No, I knew that. I didn't know. For all I knew, you hadn't used in a month, and if you would have stood by that, I would have believed you.
Right.
But if you're that kind of alcoholic that I am, you're not going more than a day. Period.
Yeah.
Right? Like you know that too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
Well, I don't know about speed. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well, I did everything.
So basically,
but that
look,
was like what
I was calling his bluff.
Yeah.
I was calling his bluff.
Okay.
I was just trying to really just cut through, because sometimes that tough love is what fucking cuts through. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to get a good like Instagram piece.
So let me get a little
go back.
context here, a little scaffolding. So you were like,
Yeah, I don't remember Pat that much. And then the next memory I have of Pat was my brother. My brother was in a band with Pat, and Pat had dreadlocks, and Pat used to come over to pick Dane up all the time in his Delusion van. And one time he parked on my parents' lawn and barely put it in park. The car was rolling back, drunk. He was just totally wasted. Goes up in my parents' like window and throws his arms up, and he goes, "What's Dane's deal?" And I'm outside.
Not like, where's Dane?
Yeah.
Like, what's Dane's deal?
To my parents.
And I had like this van, right? It was like this blue soccer mom van with the middle seat like removed.
With Delusion
And this
slapped
big
on
Delusion sticker on the side of it, which was my other band that I was in with Jason. But I was coming to get Dane for like the therapist band practice, which was my heart, that punk rock shit that we were doing. And then Dane was writing really good songs.
And then he walks up to me. I'm outside with Ray and Jay, and he looks at my friend Jay, and he goes, "What's up, Ray?" And Ray's like, "I'm over here." And Pat's like, "I know."
Oh my God.
Just so weird. With dreadlocks.
I knew. Okay, so I knew that Ray was here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I used to get so high, but like on like the right mixture of stuff to where I was like very like I felt so good. Like I would take like an Oxy and like a Xanax and like a bong rip. And like I would drink like a couple Ensures and like get some stuff in my stomach. So I felt really good.
Picture like Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean, but like on crystal meth. That's what Pat acted like.
No, but so I'm looking at this guy, right? And I don't know this person's name, but I know that that's Ray. And I'm like, what's up, Ray? Just like weird shit. Like that I knew they would remember me. So that was my thing, though, is I wanted people to remember me. Yep. Because I was weird and special, and I would walk into a party with like whatever weird shit, you know, I would have like my little fucking weed and my joints, and I would bring my backpack with like the dust off in it, and I would like huff some dust off in the fucking corner, and then I would walk out into the party and like start talking with like this weird low voice. You know how your voice gets all weird when you do dust off? Have you ever sucked on helium? You know how your voice changes?
It gets high. It's the opposite. It's
so
really low.
Imagine if you like sucked on a bunch of helium and no one saw you, and then you walked into like the crowd and you started talking to people, like, and your voice was all weird. Just stupid shit.
That's
so they were what, teenagers, and you were?
They were in high school and I was in like middle school, probably. You know, elementary school, middle school. They were.
Plus,
my brother was 4.5 years older than me.
Also, another thing that I knew growing up is that I looked up to people like that.
So you knew we looked up to you.
Well, I wanted to be a person that would have an impact on others by being crazy,
right?
By being insane, and the drugs and the alcohol gave me that courage to be that person, you know. And if I didn't have that shit, I wasn't going to be that person. That's
you have to remember also in Agora at that age, it was the Wild West for kids in like high school. Like they would throw parties at the high school, like at the pool. You know what I mean? At 10 o'clock at night, they'd like figure out how to break into the light room, turn the lights on it, and have like 100. My cousin was actually just telling me a story about someone threw a party, 100 kids at the Agora High pool at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And then like the cops ended up showing up and like breaking it up. But like, you know, girls with their tops off and everyone drinking in the pool. And like, it sounds like the Wild West. You know what I mean?
Well, it sounds great, man.
Pools, what would happen?
There was a huge party at the Agora High School pool, and girls had their tops off and people were drinking and getting loaded and stuff at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like the movie Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, not my experience, but it sounds fun.
It was wild. And
I never went to those parties. Those parties just happened at my house.
Right.
Back in that time.
Pat had a place where basically anything goes. No holds barred.
Down the street.
Down the street. Taco Berry.
Right down the street.
Yeah. That's kind of my memory of who he was. He was this kind of like wild, like nothing would ever happen to him to straighten him out kind of person. You know what I mean?
So what happened that you guys got close and like friends?
My brother passed away. My brother got sick with cancer. I was doing heroin
before that happened.
Yeah, no, I was doing heroin. My brother got sick with cancer. I had to go to jail. I was going to jail a lot. And somewhere along the line, my brother went to Pat.
Wait. You had to go to jail?
Yeah, I was going to jail. But like right before I went to, I had to do a bunch of time at LA County. And before I had to like go turn myself in to do this time.
How old were you at this point?
19, maybe 20.
Okay, so you're just over 18. You're going to county. You're doing heroin.
Yeah.
You have good parents.
Yes.
Well, what happened? Why are you like just a mess?
I mean, I started smoking weed and drinking here and there, and then I don't know.
Was your brother like the favorite child, or
was Dane doing this stuff too?
You were the favorite child.
Yeah, I was more the favorite child.
So that fucked you up, maybe.
No, I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Was Dane?
Maybe we didn't want to play with you. That might have fucked you up a little bit. Remember?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
No, like hang out.
You never know what makes us.
There might have been a million reasons why I started doing hard drugs, but I got into hard drugs.
Was Dane doing this too?
No, he drank, but
was he even an addict or alcoholic or any of that? Or?
I don't think so.
He wasn't, dude. He had a good balance of. He got it, man. I don't know how he understood the things that we understand now.
Yeah,
back then, he wrote songs about him. He would call you and be like, "Let's have lunch."
Yeah.
And when I spoke at Dane's funeral, I'd spent a few months before thinking about all the things that I would want to say, and we made this incredible video. Have you seen the video that we made?
Yeah.
It's really fucking funny, dude, because Dane left behind all these really funny videos that he did. What's up? Veronica, will you just say hi real quick on the mic?
Hi, real quick.
On the mic? Just pass it over to her. What
Hi, real quick.
What would you just do? Tell everyone.
Well, she looks like she got stoned, that's for
She's
sure.
holding the little baby boy.
Don't be suspicious.
That little baby boy. That little baby.
Really?
Oh, you haven't smoked weed today. And look at that smile on her face.
It's a mischievous smile.
But that's how you know she's not an alcoholic, right there.
I'm laughing because half my lashes are gone.
Wait, you know
gotta
she's
be
not
on
alcoholic because
something.
of her smile?
No, because look, I don't. That's not how I act when I've like not smoked weed all day. You know what I mean?
You haven't smoked weed all day.
I'm saying when I'm in my. She just made a decision. Oh, I'm gonna just take today off.
Right,
and she's
right.
in a fine mood. But you look high. It says you just did the massage.
Oh, that's
Hey,
what it
chinga tu
is.
madres.
Okay, wait. So how long did you and Dane hang out? Like, how old were you? Middle school you guys started hanging out? You and Pat?
Yeah, well, Dane, and Peter started my very, 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 very first band in 5th grade.
Oh, so you guys
With
have been
Mr.
chilling
Winters?
together since little kids. You and Dane.
Called Brush Fire.
Why?
And I was the singer.
What?
Dane played the drums.
Hold on.
You don't
Have you
remember?
heard Pat sing?
No.
Will you sing me a song?
I mean,
A little bit. He'll sing once in a while.
I couldn't sing.
You can sing. It's just not. You wouldn't.
I would have a really dope voice.
Yes, right.
if I had pitch. And I learned Learning to Lose. I learned Imitations at Best. And I learned
But you have to embrace
let me
your
finish.
voice.
I learned Johnny Walker Red, and I used to practice Dane's songs because I wanted to be able to perform them in the movie. But we'll get there. I'll find a kid who can sing, and these songs will be in the movie. The kid will, because the movie is about a kid who gets a sober companion, and he's kind of an electronic. He's like a producer, right? But then like he once he gets sober, he kind of stops making music that's going to be successful, and he starts making music that he wants to make.
Yeah.
With his guitar, and then that's where you hear those amazing songs.
That's the secret sauce, I think, is if you're doing something from the heart.
Right. And those
Cares
songs
about
are
anything
about
This podcast is, we were talking about that earlier today. That's why it's interesting and fun, is because it's from the heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and Dane were like from little kids. Okay, now I have a bigger picture,
and just so you know, just to give it even more of a perspective, like Dane, I was the person in Dane's life who he would go to make his dreams a reality. Like, this is my new song. Like, this is what I'm the artist. Can you help me like make something? Mm-hmm. And I would like do that. Like, I got Justin to produce the record, and then we started recording stuff. I got Ben, who was the drummer of Delusion, to be the drummer in Therapist, and we practiced at my dad's studio, and it's the same as it is now, Billy.
You're the orchestrator.
I've always been this guy. I've always, you got something. Let's do this. And you know what? You're going to be good with this guy. Like, and I always had different things happening. Yeah, I guess you could call that a producer or whatever.
Patrick, the life DJ.
Yeah. But
the life DJ.
But so he would always send me his new songs.
DJ of the people.
He would always send me his new songs, and and so I got the privilege of hearing, and I would always laugh. Like, he would show me a song, and I was so blown away that I would have no other option but to like laugh at. I don't know. You know that feeling when you're just so blown away and you just are laughing because you're. I don't know. It's this weird thing. Like, I was so happy.
No, well, you do that. I see you do that. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But I see that's your reaction.
Yeah. So I would laugh because I was so happy that this guy, it wasn't an accident for him. And I was in the presence of like a real genius, like a real fucking artist who also happened to just be like my good friend. And I knew it. I was like the only one I feel like who knew it, really knew it. You know what I'm saying? But Tim kind of came around and Ben started to understand. And then, but like nobody really.
So you have a skill, a special skill for recognizing.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think so. Right? I mean, I wouldn't be here if you didn't recognize something in me.
Dude, I remember the day.
Troy wouldn't.
I remember the day you shared. I remember the day I heard him share at Radford.
I remember that day.
Really?
Yes.
Were you there?
Yes. With
Wait.
Travis.
Whoa.
Yeah. You had me go to this meeting. I remember Billy speaking.
And what, do you remember me saying something?
I don't know.
About it?
Well, it might have been maybe you brought me to Radford to hear Billy, maybe.
No. Yeah, I don't know if anyone was with me this day. Maybe they,
I don't remember you
were.
speaking at Radford.
All I know is I was just something about the way he was sharing and what he was saying, and I was just like, whoa, like this dude's fucking ill with it, because he doesn't, I feel like maybe he doesn't even know it, but doesn't have the wall up or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You were just you were just speaking your truth is what I heard, was what I thought. Is that how you roll, or are you like trying to look good or what?
I think what you're saying, that's how I roll, because I always made a point to be kind, like, how do I explain
Humble.
this? Humble, because
That's what it was.
Yeah, always my whole life I've made a point.
There was a resonating,
or to be like
humility,
inclusive. Like, don't pick on the guy that everyone picks on, like that.
Yeah.
Certain.
But see, humility. Like, there's nothing worse than like fake humility. Like, some people get up and share, and they're like trying to be humble, but you could tell that they're just really trying to look good, or like they think they're the shit. Like, you remember that guy Shakeith?
Yeah.
You could just tell that, like, he thought that like the next thing that was coming out of his mouth was every time going to be the most profound thing that was ever said. And it was just like, dog, will you just hurry the fuck up and say what you're trying to say? You're not that fucking amazing. Nobody is. So your thing was like, I really believed your humility, you know, and I have it in a different way, where I don't give a fuck what people think, because I know I'm not important, and it allows me to be a little crazy, because that's just who I am. So when I get up there and share, there's probably a lot of judgment happening, but at the end of the day, they're like, okay, well, wait, this guy's really getting honest, you know? So I saw something in you that exists in me, but it was like a polar opposite. Like, the way you were delivering it was like the opposite of how I deliver it. Does that make sense? So, and that's what for whatever reason, God was like, okay, that's what you need right now in your life. Sorry. Tangent.
What about you and your sobriety? How's that going?
Great.
Yeah. I mean, are you still doing the living by principle?
I mean, let's keep it real though.
Life is amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this quarantine really did something to some people.
I haven't been going to meetings for quite a while.
Me neither. Well, you weren't even before.
Before the quarantine, I hadn't gone to a meeting in quite a while. That's for sure. And I was talking to Chris about this before. I need to go to meetings.
Chris is your sponsor.
Yeah, Chris is my sponsor.
Is that why you called him?
Partially. I call Chris. I call Chris nowadays almost just because he's my friend, really. I don't really call him for sponsor direction necessarily, but anyway, I don't know. I've had an interesting journey in my sobriety, and you know, I've heard all kinds of different things, and not to say that I've learned that I don't need meetings anymore, because that's not true. But you know, I used to believe that if I stopped going to meetings, I'd relapse right away, which hasn't been the case, and I don't recommend it. But basically, what I'm lacking right now is helping someone through the steps.
I hope the mic picked that up. Sorry.
Right. I needed to get back working with other alcoholics, and I think it largely because I worked in treatment for so long. And I was
That's right. You were going hard. I remember
really
those
hard.
days.
Yeah, I one time had 45 clients on my caseload, which means 45 sets of parents and loved ones would call me nonstop.
And I would see you. You were kind of like on this professional tip, and I would see you because I'd be out in Malibu every now and then. You'd be like, "Hey," I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was necessary for me to go through that. I mean, it helped some people, but really, it really humbled me. It's just too much to tackle, you know. And I also lost sight of like what helping one person at a time really meant. You know what I mean? And like when I had sponsees, I felt like I was more involved because I had more time to give, you know what I mean? And so I stopped sponsoring people as much because I had so much work, and work looked like sponsoring people because I would help people get into treatment and stay in treatment.
It gets a little weird in treatment when you work in treatment.
I mean, imagine
I've heard. I don't know.
sharing your story like you do at a meeting. Imagine doing that all day long. Right? And then you get off work after 8 hours of sharing your story, 8 hours in a row. And then you got to share your story again in front of people. You know what I mean? It's like, why do I need to do this? I just did this for 8 hours.
Right.
So it's really difficult. And so it was really daunting on me. And then I had a very close friend go through basically what I did to my parents, he was doing to his parents. And I kind of helped intervene. I helped his parents go to Al-Anon basically. But it was a long couple of months of dealing with him and talking to him. And
This is a close friend of yours?
very close friend of mine. And it really was alarming because I saw firsthand what he was doing to his parents, what I did to my parents, you know? So as he was doing this to them, I started like recoiling in horror about the things I did to my parents, you know? And so it was almost like making amends to my parents was almost meaningless compared to what I was watching her go through, you know? So I was like, oh my God. And it was like somewhat
So when you were watching
traumatizing.
this, you were feeling
It
like
messed me up.
what you were doing, what happened in your life.
Yeah, yeah. And so it really messed me up. And then I was just over helping people, and I was like, I need.
But isn't that good? I mean, to recognize like what.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's important for you to know what you're putting somebody through. But it was overwhelming to me, and I took a step away. I also stopped working in treatment right as it happened. Basically,
That's what happened.
as a good friend of mine needed to get sober, and I helped his mom go to Al-Anon.
Is he sober?
No, I don't think so.
Can you
But
touch,
is she continuing to go
Yes.
to Al-Anon?
can you touch a little bit on Richard Tate?
No,
Oh, really?
I won't do that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not interested in anything to do with him.
No, I'm just saying, like, because I just love the stories about how psycho he was and
Yeah.
how he treated you, and I thought
Yeah,
it'd be
he's
fun.
a psycho.
Or maybe we could just touch on a little bit of Liberty House. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was just getting
this-
one answered.
This fucking guy, no, Liberty House. I'm talking about not where he worked.
What?
Yeah.
We weren't talking about where I worked. We weren't being specific. He was talking about me about my sobriety and what's going on, and I haven't been going to meetings and how I need to go to meetings. And
But he spent
23.
He spent 23 months in the most intense sober living on the planet.
Yeah, Pat has great admiration for Liberty House,
Yeah.
and
Wow, that's cool.
it's true. I hear
know.
it all the time. I mean, you even want to like.
I just love. He like really listens. It's just a fucking amazing.
He does.
I know. It's just so cool, man. I need to do better.
And this guy here actually completed the program,
Dude, I was there for a fucking...
which seems like, if you would ask me, impossible.
Literally, I was there for a month.
Yeah, he was there. He was only there a month, but he still has the.
Yeah.
So I would say this: with most things in life, when you enter a difficult situation, you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Whether it's like a tough job you have, or maybe it's like I need to get into shape or something, and I need to like run for a month. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Even getting most of the time.
I never see that light. That's my problem.
Well, okay. Well,
Eventually,
so with getting sober, I went to a treatment center before Liberty House, and I saw a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, all I got to do is hang on, make it through this, and I'll be fine. At Liberty House,
When you say fine, like you'll be sober and your life will be better, or just
that's not even part of the question. I just need to make it through this so I can be done with it and go home, whatever that
okay,
looks like.
And you're not even thinking about like staying...
Sobriety or non-sobriety isn't even a question. It's just I need to get out of this place. You know.
Okay.
Liberty House, you have that when you go in, and they find out where that light is, and they put it out. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. You sit there and you go, I'm never getting out of this. And you're not allowed to get out of it unless you leave, like AMA, or leave against recommendation, or you change.
I really need your help with Prosser, by the way.
Oh, I'd love to. He told him to call me. He won't call me.
He's still at Liberty House.
That's amazing.
I know. But like he's gonna want to be coming home this month.
I bet he is.
We gotta really. I'm gonna need a 3-way call.
Yeah. One of the mentalities of Liberty House is you're acting totally. You're at this level of insanity. You need to be normal, but you're at this level of insanity. And so Liberty House meets that insanity, and so it's just as uncomfortable for you to be insane, just enough for you to change and not be insane. So like, if you are lying and you can't stop lying. They're going to make it so uncomfortable for you to lie that you will stop lying. And that's like one more.
But let me ask you, but why did you stay? Like, I keep asking Pat that, and it's like, what else would you do? But I don't know. It seems like I would leave.
Right. Where would you go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you lived inside of a house with your parents your whole life in a suburban neighborhood, you don't have anywhere to go.
That's one reason. But
what
also,
are you going to do?
Also, I went there.
It just seems so difficult. That's all.
I was totally insane when I went there. Literally, I was hallucinating.
So let me just touch on that, because we were talking about you 19, you were going to jail and stuff. So the thing is, you're like the most loving guy I know, and you come from a nice upper middle class family, or I don't know, maybe more a good family, and all these things.
Middle.
And then I hear. So I never knew the Troy before, but I hear that you couldn't even put sentences together, and you're in and out of jail, and like. Well, I mean, it's just such a dichotomy of what I know.
Well, when you're a kid, breaking the law is just, I don't know, it comes easy because you don't really think about it. I guess you break the law a lot. You just normally don't get caught.
Oh, it's fun. It's just fun to break the law when you're a kid, right?
For sure. But then you start getting caught breaking the law, and then it gets real dicey. You know, and that's
county jail sucks, doesn't it? I've never been there, but I've
county
heard
jail
it's
is terrifying.
It's just horrifying. Yeah.
It's absolutely horrifying.
What about federal jail?
I don't know anything about that.
It's not as bad. County's worse.
Really?
Yeah, because you get into a structured place and you got the meals and they got you on lockdown and everything's ruled. County's like a jungle, kind of. It's like
there's lots of politics, and you know what's funny is my cousin works at a jail, so he sees the other end of it. But no, I thought I was real tough. I grew up in Agora Hills, but
Did
I thought
you really?
Oh yeah, I thought I was a tough kid.
No, but Troy is actually really tough. I don't care what town you.
Well, he doesn't act like a tough guy.
Hold on a second. I don't care where you fucking, dude. Some of the toughest motherfuckers that there is grew up in Agora Hills. My Uncle Sean is a fucking badass. Troy is a fucking badass. My brother is a fucking badass. I don't care. Actually, to be honest with you, just because you grew up in the ghetto, it doesn't make you any more of a badass. Because strength and rage and being willing to scrap, that comes from somewhere else, you know. And Troy can fucking scrap. He's fucking nuts.
Anyway, I thought it was hardcore and all this stuff, and I started getting arrested and I'm going to jail, and I was chained to a kid that was, a man.
Aaron
much older than me, too. That was in there for robbing armored cars with AK-47s.
Tito's
and his partner had blown off the head of an armored guard, and I'm in there for a DUI, you know. So, and I'm coming from Malibu jail. Where are you from? Malibu. So my nickname was Justin Timberlake.
Reminds me of that silly show, Malibu's Most Wanted or whatever.
Yeah, you go in there and you realize oh, I don't want to live this life. I don't want to be in jail and you're taking a shit and some cute guard woman is watching you shit while you're in front of 160 people, and people will come up and you're talking to you. You're taking a shit. It's pretty personal, you know. You know, you got to get naked and shower in front of everybody, in front of the it's just that kind of stuff. It's uncomfortable and it's unnecessary, and you have no freedom. You go outside once a week. It's just you can't talk to different races. I mean, there's structure in there, and so.
How long were you there for? Jeez.
30 days.
Wow, that's long enough.
That's a long stay. Yeah,
it's a very long stay. It's hard to sleep. But yeah, no, it scared me. And it was even more than that, I was I want to be able to go to the beach and do what I want. And, it's absolutely terrible. But I forgot where I was talking about jail.
Can we just touch on something real quick?
Well, I know what it's like to be in a cage. I spent a lot of time in juvenile hall, but I was a minor.
I know you guys probably don't want to, but I kind of want to get your guys' opinion. I already know what you guys are going to think, and that's why I want to show you guys. So you know Tekashi, right?
Yeah.
You know what happened with him?
Sort of. He got arrested for something, and then he like ratted some people out.
Right, and he's been gone for 2 years.
Like in prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out now. He just got out.
Okay.
Okay, he did a live stream when he got out.
Oh my God.
And he broke YouTube.
Explain that.
It shut down. And then he went on Instagram and he broke the record of view. He got 2 million people watching him.
Like live?
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay. So do you want to see a part of the live stream first or the music video he dropped that broke every single
Can I
record?
ask you one question before you show this?
What?
Like, who is this guy? Why is he so important?
He's the biggest artist in the world right now.
Music artist?
Yeah. And he's a 24-year-old Puerto Rican kid from Brooklyn who has rainbow hair and raps very fucking hardcore. And I actually love his fucking music because it's the most aggressive music.
Okay, one more question.
He's really just a fucking punk rock
rapper.
But like he's a gangster, but like he's not really a gangster, but he's a rapper. He's an aggressive rapper, and he's so insane. He's so fucking bold and himself and braggadocious that like it's just fascinating to watch him.
Okay, other question. He ratted people out to get out?
Yeah, so
ratted for what?
Okay, so check this out.
Because rats
Troy,
get killed.
Okay, so check this out. So okay, so he's out, right? Mm-hmm. So he's okay.
Snitches get stitches.
Okay,
right?
okay, but see, that's the thing though, is while he was gone, everyone was talking shit about him. His career's over. He's a fucking rat. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. He talked all kinds of shit. He got what he deserved. He's bragging, blah, blah, blah. So now he's out. And now he's saying what really happened. He's saying, yeah, I did fucking rat on them because I found these bloods that were sleeping on the floor. And I said, yo, I'm going to go out and I'm going to win. I'm going to become the biggest rapper in the world and we're all going to come up together. So he's on tour making all this money and these fucking bloods fuck his baby's mom. And then they kidnap him and try to kill him. And then they all get arrested. And these fools, they're enemies now because they were stealing money from him and they're fucking bloods, right? They weren't loyal to him.
They were part of his crew?
Yeah. He was repping Treyway. That was his whole thing. I'm a fucking real blood from New York. But he was, but he really wasn't. He was just Daniel Fernandez who made a bunch of money for these bloods who fucking shit on him. Okay. That's what happened. So rather than being...
Who are you learning this from?
Tekashi. You're
believing what he's saying?
Yeah.
Is there any other source that backs up other than him?
Tons of videos on YouTube. Tons of there's people are doing entire video. I mean, this is like he was involved with racketeering with these bloods, and they kidnapped him and tried to kill him.
Got it. Okay.
They kidnapped him and tried to kill him.
Okay.
As bloods do. So either he doesn't rat and gets fucking poked up in jail by bloods, or he fucking rats on the people who were not loyal to him in the first place. So fuck them. Yeah, I fucking ratted. And now I'm out. I got this $1 million watch. I got this $1 million watch. And I'm winning. And you're fucking mad. Because I'm out here winning. And I ratted on you.
Well, he must have security or something.
Oh my God. He's now in his third house since he got out. Because his address keeps getting leaked.
Whoa.
Mansions. He's moving every day. It's insane. The story's insane. And the reason I want to show you guys, because it's interesting. It's fun for me to watch this fucking debaucherous train wreck of a fucking thing happening in the world right now. And everyone just can't keep their eyes off him.
When you say they fucked his baby's mom, like forcefully or?
No, they just fucked her.
Okay.
They fucked.
And were they part of his rap or his music or?
Yeah, I think a lot of these people are trying to be rappers, and a part of his whole thing is you can't even get 100,000 views, and I got 2 million people right now on my live stream.
Okay, let's hear it.
So this is the song he put out, just so you can see the video, and it broke the record for most viewed video of all time on YouTube in one day. 22 million views overnight. He beat Eminem's record.
Did he get the most views because he mentioned my name?
So this is...
I bet that's how it happened.
Hold on, just watch.
I tell a nigga don't dick ride, don't blink ride, leave it to the double thick thighs.
I'm laughing because you big mad.
He put a rat on his face.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
Well, this is basically like
That's like big time.
like a revenge song. And
He put a happy rat going.
It went well with the music too.
Bro, he's making he's wearing a $1 million chain of a shark. So this is the live stream, right? I know you probably don't care, but it's just. So nobody's seen him for 2 years. What happened? So nobody's seen him for 2 years, and he's.
I'm on my bullshit. Fuck all them niggas I used to run with.
He and now he's.
I broke the YouTube. I'm at 5 million views in 1 hour. Y'all can't even get 100,000 views.
What's wrong with his jaw?
Listen. We can't beef. There's no beef. I'm the king. Y'all know this. Listen. You know the legendary shit that I be talking about? You know why people so mad? Because they thought it was over for me. They counted me out. Oh, you ratted. It's over for you. Y'all could never cooperate with the government and come back.
He's wearing $5 million.
Legend at the age of 24 years old.
He's a living legend at the age of 24. He is.
Look at these 1.6 million.
To who?
To millions and millions of people all over the world. He broke every single record.
He's not a living legend than me.
Here's what I love, though. This is.
I don't know about a legend. Right now, he is though.
No. He'll never be forgotten. Period. And this is why I love it, because you hate it. Everyone hates it.
I don't hate it.
Or whatever. Like, I just think that.
I just think it's interesting how this guy rose to the top.
Yeah, well, look at him, dude.
Because he's tattoos on the face and colored hair. And,
Yeah. But watch.
1.6 million. 1.6 million. We can't beef. Me and y'all not the same. Why I keep hearing King of New York, King of New York? Y'all not the kings of New York. Look at the numbers. Oh, why he winning right now, yo? How y'all let that kid rat, right? How y'all let him rat and come home to beat, still get more numbers than us, break all the records? Why y'all can't stand it or something? Y'all can't stand it. Y'all can't listen. You live your whole life.
He's talking to the people who kidnapped him and tried to kill him. The people that he ratted on. Because he's now out. They thought his career was over. And now he's out and he's saying, fuck you. I'm good. You can't stop me.
Before he went to jail?
Yes.
Oh, because he had money. And they were trying. Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, and he basically was like, dude.
And somehow he got away.
What I'm wondering is how long he's going to stay alive for.
Yeah,
okay, but here's the thing, though. Check this out. So,
I mean, look, I'm going to tell you, anyone can kill you at any time.
Okay, yeah, but here's the thing.
No matter who,
so he better enjoy being the king, because I don't know.
Well, that's the other crazy thing about him. He's like fucking for real. Like, he's not.
That's crazy.
So here's the thing about hip hop.
Yeah, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
How does he even make music? Because he's got to bring people in, right?
So look, I don't want any part of that life either. But it is a big part of the culture we live in, and Tupac and Biggie and NWA, and this is what it's become now. And he's doing it at the highest level. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what's wrong with the world today, and it's basically the complete opposite of everything this podcast is about. But I used to be this guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to be something different. But this guy still comes out sometimes in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, deep down inside, I'm like, no. Check it out. This is me, right?
Yeah.
Deep down inside, I got a big middle finger up. Mm-hmm. To everyone, saying, I'm doing it my way. Mm-hmm. I don't need you. I don't need any of these motherfuckers. I'm doing it my way. I'm paving my own road, and I'm making my own brand and my own company, and I'm going to go this way.
Right.
Fuck you. And then I get to go, I was right, and I'm happy, and I love my life, and fuck you.
And then what?
But except all you got is friends around you.
Yeah.
You don't have enemies.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I hear-
it's
I
the
hear you.
same.
That's the thing is
thing.
like she's got that many.
Well, when I was
views
20,
and whatever,
but when I
now
was,
what?
but when I was 24, I was on some dumb shit too.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
life is going to teach you some fucking lessons, and I just can't wait to see the evolution of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to one more thing.
And this is me. This is real Danny shit. Fuck 6ix9ine, right? This is some Daniel Hernandez shit. You live your whole life trying to be a real nigga, trying to be a stand-up, tall, loyal guy. To try to shit on a kid like me, to be like, yo, fuck that, he's a rat, he's a rat, he's a rat, he's a rat. To be like, yo, he ratted. To then a rat like me to come home and still do more numbers than you, I would be mad too. I would be mad too. If a rat came home and did more numbers than me, I would be mad too. I would. I promise you I would be mad. If a rat came home to, like, the way I came home and did more numbers.
You just said that 3 times.
Be mad. You have every reason to be mad. Every reason. Because no matter how much dirt y'all throw on my name, no matter, and I've seen everything. Everybody want to be quiet now. For 2 years, y'all made fun of me. Y'all done made memes of me. Y'all done threw my name in the dirt. Yo, rat, bitch, fucking.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't go through what I went through. And I still came home, and I'm a legend at the age of 24 years old because I came home and a rat is doing more numbers than you. I would be mad too. I would. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. A real nigga wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I would go home sleeping like, why is this kid doing better than me? I wouldn't be able to sleep. I don't blame you, nigga. I don't blame you.
Because he did the work and he's talented. Like, whether you like that song or not, like, that shit goes hard.
I was entertained.
Like, when you hear that shit drop in the club, like, you're punching someone in the face. Like, there's nothing more aggressive than that out right now. And his voice, it's like, it's crazy. It's like fucking Jedi mind trick shit. You remember Jedi mind tricks?
Yeah.
It's like that aggressive, that New York fucking.
I'll be mad too.
So
I'm
I just
sorry.
want to hear.
Watch. If you don't got any event to do, Rafe, now let me break it down. I'm sorry. I want to say that I'm sorry to my fans because you know what? It wasn't worth it. It wasn't. And I'm going to tell you what. If there is a street code, right? If there is a street code and there's something so-called as loyalty and everything and no snitching and all of that, I get it, right? But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you was stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that? So who broke it first? All right, I get it. Don't fight fire with fire. I'm sorry. But what did I do wrong? Be loyal to niggas that's fucking my baby moms? Be loyal to niggas that kidnap me? Beat the shit out of me on video and everything? I'm supposed to be loyal to that? No, you know what? You know what it is? Y'all don't want to accept the fact that those is all true facts. Y'all don't want to accept. Y'all understand why I snitch. Y'all understand. Y'all don't want to understand. It's not that y'all don't understand. Y'all don't want to understand. Y'all don't want to understand that. Damn, this kid really was he moved their families out of poverty. He paid for schools for all of the members, whatever. But he snitched on them. Why? Were they loyal to me? Because when I met Son, he was sleeping on the rug. I give him money. Yo, look, listen, I'm a rainbow Mexican hair kid. I rap. I'm not about that gang shit. But listen, I know how to get us out. You wasn't loyal to me. Whether, but y'all understand. Let's just, y'all understand. And I know you understand. Y'all don't want to understand. All right, let me tell you. Before I got locked up, right? Fuck that rainbow hair nigga. Fuck Tekashi Snout. Fuck him. Fuck that rainbow hair kid. Fuck him. Fuck that rainbow hair kid. Y'all didn't really have a reason to dislike me just because I screamed in raps and I got rainbow hair. That was y'all reason, right? Or he's mad, loud. That was y'all reason. But then now y'all got a reason. So of course the go-to is, oh, he snitched. He's a rat. He's a rat. So that's y'all go-to, which I understand and I don't blame y'all. I can't blame y'all. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my fans because they don't deserve it. My family, my mother, my family don't deserve that. And I'm sorry. But y'all not going to break me down like if I did something wrong. Listen, I snitched. I ratted. But who was I supposed to be loyal to? If you can't be loyal to me out here in the free world, and you fucking my baby mom, and while I'm out on tour making money for all of us, you back at home sleep with my baby mom, then I get kidnapped, then you try to kill me, If you can't be loyal to me out here in the free world, what makes you think if I would have held it down, you wouldn't violate me in the prison? Stab me up, poke me up in my neck. What?
So I'm not going to lose my life over that. Like, fuck that. Because because when this shit first started happening, I was like, ooh, interesting. Everyone's talking shit, but I wonder what really went down. Because there's always two sides to every story, right? And everybody's so quick to judge. Oh, he's a fucking rat. Fuck him. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I always kind of fucked with that kid because he was so different. You know, he had this rainbow hair and he went hard and his beats were dope. And yeah, he was loud and braggadocious, but like, I don't know. There was just always something about him he was just different. He was just doing something different. He's like a Japanimation character. You know what I mean? Like, and all his artwork is like cartoony and colorful. And like, my whole thing isn't like, oh, we should be like fucking with this culture or liking him. But I just think there's something that's really interesting about this. It's happening in the world right now. You know, there's just something.
I don't know if I'm the person to comment on that world.
I think you are.
Well, let me say something here. So maybe part of it is because he was a victim and he's getting retribution.
Oh, he's in revenge, full on revenge mode right
But
now.
is he really a victim? I mean, there is two sides of the story. What did he do? Why? You know.
Okay,
do I need to know all this, or should we just?
No, I'm just saying there's always two sides to every story. And this is just a really crazy time.
Okay, well then what's the side of the story that calls him a rat? Why would you call, like, you know what I mean?
Because he basically broke down to the fucking FBI.
And right,
every single member.
And why is that bad?
Well, because he was repping Treyway for years and then he turned his back on them.
Okay.
But the reason he did
What's
is
the
because
alternative?
they turned to like in Goodfellas, like you don't fucking rat on. Like when
street code.
Yeah, well,
why?
When Ray went to prison, he didn't say a word, and you know. But then at the end, he ratted. He had to go into witness protection. But yeah, why? I don't know. Because motherfuckers are gonna judge you if you fucking rat. And also, I just want like my listeners, like they don't. A lot of them maybe don't know what really went down here.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this is a big part of culture, and a part of this podcast is culture, and I'm in the music industry, and I really do care about what's happening in the world as far as culture and music and movies and art, and I'm like very tapped into that, and it's my life. It always has been. It always will be, and I don't want to forget about like what's happening, and I definitely identify with this kid a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I would just say, and I don't know the whole story at all, but if I'm going to enter into an agreement with gangsters and they fuck me over,
right?
I literally asked for that.
Right.
I don't know. And then for me to rat, I think is like me pretending to be hard or playing the game of being hard but not paying the consequences of it. You know, and I've done stuff like that. Nothing like gangsters or anything, but I entered an agreement with somebody who I knew was not the best person or whatever. When I got screwed over,
I can tell you a little story about that too.
I went, you know what? I made a mistake, and I knew I was making a mistake. I did it anyway, and I'm not going to try to make money off this person. I'm just going to I'm going to make a good decision now. But I also didn't have to face potentially being stabbed.
Right. So
I don't know.
I just think it's an important lesson for the public to understand that it's not always as simple as it seems.
No, of course not.
You know, and the word rat gets thrown around a lot, and it's like, okay, well, what really went down here?
Yeah. There's another thing too.
I mean?
There's another thing too that I want to delineate too. When you're in treatment, part of being sober in Liberty House was like not ratting people out, but ratting people down for strikes. But people called it, you're being a rat. Why are you ratting someone out? And we'd be like, that's not being a rat. That's being a brother's keeper. But the difference is you would tell on someone or call someone out, pull their covers because it would be helpful.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're telling the truth because it's going to help them out. This situation doesn't apply. But anyway, as far as you
were forced into being a rat. But it's good because
we abandoned our old thinking and our old way of life, and we now have to do the complete opposite. And one thing that actually got me to Liberty House quicker, you're supposed to spend 30 days in discovery, but I exposed. Well, I didn't just cop. I said to the fucking leader of the group, I said, dude, Daniel here just told me that he's got Norcos and Xannies at his house right now.
Right.
Like, I'm kind of confused about that.
Yeah.
Because once
Did you feel like a rat when you said that?
I didn't. I felt like I was someone who was actually trying to save his life.
Right.
Because I had come around and I actually wanted to be sober. And I thought, okay, this dude wants to be sober, but he's really not ready. And he might not ever be ready. He might need to be forced into it. So I fucking exposed his
And the
shit.
thing is, well, with the drugs, we know that person could die. I mean, literally their life, or they could live 30 years of hell or maybe get better.
Right.
So
they asked everyone in the house, what's the first...
I'm not sure how we can compare it to this.
No, I don't think it's comparable. I don't think it's comparable. But I don't know the ins and outs of the story.
well, his life
But I'm curious. I am curious. I am drawing in. I want to know now. I want to know.
Yeah, so that's the thing about
because
this.
also the fact that he seems like sincere and kind of like a good guy,
That's
right?
what I'm
And like
right?
He's so
I
that's
don't know
what draws
about
me in
that.
a little bit too.
No, like I see that. He's Brooklyn. He's a Brooklyn rat. Like he's a Mexican Brooklyn. He's like from that shit. So that's how he talks. But he's saying, yo, on some Daniel Hernandez shit. Like I saw, like dude was sleeping on the fucking floor and like he did work his fucking ass off. Like I saw him come up. I remember when Steve showed me this fool and was like, look at what this shit is coming to. Me and Steve were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
because this kid, his hair used to be like wavy. And it was fucking bright rainbow. And he's like rapping like that with tattoos on his face. And there's bloods all around him. Like real gangsters in Brooklyn. And you're just like watching it and you're just like confused. You're just like, what am I watching right now? This is fucking insanity. And for me, like, that's why I like black metal. That's why I like any art form, anyone who takes any art form as far as it can be taken. Like, I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing right now with my transparency, which is why I try to go as far as I can. Some of the shit I said on the last podcast was like insane.
Yeah, don't listen to that one.
And nobody would ever expose themselves that much, right? So whether or not I agree with like some of the black metal artists or Tekashi or whatever, or even Harmony Korine who like did Gummo, which was kind of one of the craziest films ever made. I just think, or Louis C.K. who just did, like, he goes on to like, you know, it's the most offensive stand-up ever after he was an outcast for 2 years. So it's just like, I just respect anyone who has the fucking balls to take anything all the way.
Right.
That's my shit.
He could have went the other way and just laid low.
Like, that's punk rock.
Yeah, and another way I look at it is like, would he be famous without bloods around him? So yeah, he like picked people up off the street to like make the money and stuff, but also he wouldn't have done.
And that's
he had no clout. No one would ever listen to him without the gang members.
Right.
To be
So
around
they're
him.
part of it. It's complicated.
Yeah,
but that's the genius.
Yeah. But he used them. They used him.
Exactly. And now who's on top?
Now he's using them back. So maybe they're going to use him again and kill him. I don't mean, who knows what's going to happen? But
well, he's definitely not using them now. He's using.
What do you mean?
He's just back, and
he's bashing on them. That's using.
Yeah, but it's the video he made, and it's his music and his style and his look that got him to where he was.
Isn't it true that Gesaffelstein used him? Like the idea of him?
100%.
100%, right?
Oh my God!
You have to see this video. Gesaffelstein is a
I'm actually
genius.
Yeah, so this
is a genius.
So this I actually like. Right? This is different. This is like an artist that
exposes pop culture,
and I'm excited because now Billy has a reference point.
Yeah.
Right? He understands a little bit of this culture. What's the song called?
Reset.
Fuck yeah! See, Troy's dope.
I fuck with Gesaffelstein.
He doesn't really know what's up, but like when
I know what's up.
He does though. Troy's an artist like Dane was.
You got to show Billy the progression of what pop culture does to a human being involved is what this video is that you're watching. There's no lyrics. That's the best part of it. It's just a rapper rapping, and he's in his atmosphere.
Can you see it, Billy?
Yeah.
Give it to him.
No, I can see.
So now you see it's like the same shot over and over, but things are being added. Now he's going to change a little bit. Now it's a little bit more intense. Same rapper, way more stuff. Is it a dress he's wearing now?
Now he's like on a hyperventilator.
Look at his shoes. He has metal pouring out of his mouth. And his hair's down to his feet.
It's almost like scary.
Yeah. It's so accurate.
Yeah. And then they show like the girl's ass twerking, which like,
Yep.
dude, that's the whole video.
Tekashi's video.
Tekashi, this came out while Tekashi was in prison.
Yeah.
And this French DJ, Gasaffelstein, is basically, this is his commentary. And then look, this is Gasaffelstein in the crowd, the metal guy. There's like a metal guy, like a black. He's in black metal.
Yeah. It's just. There's another Gasaffelstein video.
Well, I want him to see the metal.
But what is the message? Is it a parody or is it?
See, that's Gasaffelstein. And you know what Steve told me? When Gasaffelstein performs live, there's this company that makes this paint, this black paint, that is the Air Force uses it because it's
it absorbs all light.
Yeah, it's so black.
Yeah.
It's the absence of everything else.
If you shine a light at it, it doesn't like bounce back.
Yeah, it's it's
weird.
When you look at it, it almost is like you can't even see.
Like you're looking into a black hole.
Yeah. So he had this defense, Air Force defense company. He hired them to make this big black monolith that they put behind him when he performs, so that when because when Gasaffelstein performs, he looks like a liquid metal human. Like you saw that liquid metallic. I don't know how he does it. It almost looks like a hologram. It's incredible. And he is producing for The Weeknd now. And I mean, his road to success has been so dope. He comes from that, Daft Punk, Busy P, Justice, like the French DJ scene, Kavinsky, these guys, like the French.
Is Salvatore part of that? Salvatore's a little weird.
I think Salvatore Ganassi, just all these like European and French art, like they are very obsessed with
the obscure
things like cheese and wine and their lunch. And Steve is the one who pointed this out to me because Steve's like that too. Like a real artist is just becomes infatuated with the tiniest little details, and they're so a lot of these are like when you listen to a Gasaffelstein song, like the compression and everything about his brand and his so Gasaffelstein means the fusion of music and film, and it's a French. The definition of that word is means that. So his videos are the sickest videos ever made.
He has a video called, I think it's Hate and Glory, where he basically does a story of a gang member who kills another gang member and picks up his chain. And as the video progresses, the guy gets more and more gold, and then he takes a gold bath, and then he comes out of the bathtub and he's solid gold.
He melts all the gold and he becomes a gold person.
Yeah.
And then their women are all like drooling over him and touching him and everything, and then he gets killed at the end.
He gets shot and
the gold all explodes.
Yeah.
So I think Gasaffelstein's whole thing is it's art. It's like what we were talking about earlier, like what you just asked. What is that? Is that a commentary on, what is he trying to say?
The commentary or parody or what?
Well, that's what's so great about it is you can make it whatever you want it to be.
Whatever interpretation you think.
So when I watch that, I think, wow, hip hop, the Beastie Boys, I'm wearing their shirt right now. The first rapper we saw in that video represented the Beastie Boys, shaved head.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like pure kids, right? And then as it progressed, it's like, oh, we're getting a little more colorful. We're getting a little weird. We're wearing more jewelry. Our teeth, we got tattoos now. And then all of a sudden it's like he took it even further than
His shoes were size
so yeah,
40.
He took it to like where shit might be in
Right.
10 years, which is like he had like a chain from the ears over to the lips, and like there was this weird thing coming off the face, and the guy had like a hyperventilator that he was using because he couldn't even, you know, stand up without having oxygen because he just drinks so much lean. Like these motherfuckers, like
So much what?
It's a
cough syrup.
Yeah.
They do so much drugs, these rappers. Some of them, like when we were on set with Famous Dex, this guy, he couldn't even talk.
He was nodding off.
He had a cup of lean and he just was smoking a blunts the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a part of that culture.
know
And
what
then
the
he's
hell's
able to
going on.
rap?
We're just doing a music video.
Oh.
But they don't need to be able to rap because their songs are like... But
you still gotta be on beat and
Percocet. That was the Percocet. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that hard if you're it's called mumble rap. That's actually what it's called. So yeah, he's definitely saying some shit there because the song actually gets really dark towards the end once that character starts to become almost a parody of himself. And it's almost like scary and dark, and it's like, what is our culture becoming?
Right.
And now to see what's happening with Tekashi breaking, it also says something about our culture that he now holds the record because people just want to see a train wreck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They do, yeah.
So it's just interesting.
Which is why Patrick Ridge has 90,000 followers.
Because
Yeah.
he's a train.
well, and that's something I really...
Wait, how many? Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot.
I'm gonna hit 100K on TikTok.
You're going to hit a lot more than that.
No, I know. That's the thing that's exciting for me is that it's grown. It's gone so. It's like this is my moment, and it happened so quick that even if it continues as it has been for the past month, everything we're doing is going to just. You know what I'm saying? It's the hardest part.
Here's the thing that I don't
going. The hardest part is getting the snowball to start to roll. Once it's rolling, it just picks up more snow.
This is the thing that I want you to never forget is if you're ever like that, what is he offering people?
What do you mean?
What is he? Tekashi?
Oh no! Well, that's why I love what we're doing
Right.
because, and I also love keeping. I was talking to my therapist. I was talking to my therapist in the room, and I invited Troy in, and I asked my therapist, "Is it okay if Troy comes in?" And we talked with Troy for a little bit because I wanted Troy to hear. Because I think it's really important for me to keep people like Troy and you and Michaelis and Chris and everyone. Even like DDA and Jason and Victoria, and I just want to make sure that we're all helping each other stay on the right track because, like Michaelis said the other day, as the numbers start to grow, that voice of be honorable and have humility and be loving gets quieter, and that other voice gets louder.
Right.
That's just the nature of how shit works, and
yeah,
it's just exciting.
So let me ask you something because I've been for some reason I saw my dad recently, and I don't know why.
I mean,
he did this to me, but I had this idea of like.
Is that in the background bother you guys at all? Or that's because I have my.
No, it's not. It's not okay.
What is it?
It's just somebody who's just being very disrespectful.
Is it Oleg?
I don't know. I can't tell what.
I didn't even notice it.
It's because I have one ear off.
Oh.
My only good ear. One ear.
I wonder what he's saying.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy.
So my dad has a fear of heights. My dad has a fear of snakes. My dad has, well, I don't know. I think my dad's more afraid than anyone I know about specific things, right? Anyway, I've had a lot of fear too, and I think going to Montana for whatever reason like opened a door, and this COVID thing has opened a door for me, and like I'm not afraid anymore. And like, I mean, I'm scared to move to Montana, but like I'm not as afraid as I used to be. So then I thought to myself, and I asked my dad, like, what fear did you face today? You know, because like he won't walk and he's in pain and he's kind of sitting writing and he's having a tough time writing. And I feel like because he just retired basically, but he's not retired. He's trying to write a book. I feel like he's becoming comfortable. And I feel like that's happened to me a lot in my life, where I find a comfort in something and I stick to it, and I don't go out of my comfort zone. I don't face fear, you know, and then nothing good happens and I feel really crappy, and it's over a very slow progression. And so I'm like, how much fear did I face today? You know? And it's like, it might be fear of like me doing push-ups and sit-ups and being afraid of being sore or something like that. Or like me being afraid to like get vulnerable with someone and tell them the truth. Or it might be, I'm afraid of looking for a new job or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And I figured to myself, like, it'd probably be a good idea to start asking myself to face fear every day, at least one fear that I have, you know, and not danger, not like do something like I'm going to do a triple kick flip or something and hurt myself or whatever, or run in front of a freeway or whatever the hell might be dangerous. But like, I should probably push myself through some form of fear every day. You know what I mean?
How'd you come up with that insight?
Like I said, I don't know. I just talking.
Wasn't a podcast or a
no.
specific
I was just
thing?
talking to my dad, and I figured it'd be a good, healthy. I always make like these like promises to myself. I'm going to start eating better. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to start doing push-ups, but like not like I'm going to start facing fear. I never like do that, you know? And so I think it'd be a good thing to like write down something every day in the morning. I'm going to face this fear today and like be directed towards that and like have that be my thing and like conquer a fear.
I was on that tip, but I got the information from somewhere, probably a podcast I heard.
Right.
For a while, and yeah, you're right. I like that, and I like how you can see that it's a slow progression. The comfort,
yeah,
and then you get miserable because you're in your comfort and you're not doing anything new.
Dude, that happened to me when I figured everything out at Ridge, and I really didn't have to do anything.
Right.
Remember, I needed you to come wake me up, and I literally had zero responsibilities.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do a goddamn thing.
Okay, well then what's something
happening to me a little bit right now? Like I won't wake up in the morning. I get behind. I didn't go to work. But on a small scale, just on a small scale.
You feel like I don't know, unfulfilled.
Okay, well then Pat, let's do this
except
together.
for this podcast is happening now.
Yeah,
so
that's really cool.
What's something that you are afraid to do that you could do in one day?
Well, can I just illustrate something? I'm going to try to answer that question, and I love this topic. And Troy actually said when he first got here, before you did, that he, or on the phone, he said that he wanted to kind of talk about this, and I'm really glad you did, because this is really amazing. But I just want to kind of try to paint this picture to you guys. And this is something I've been talking about with my therapist. So that number, that 90,000,
yeah,
it's giving me more strength, and it's strength coming from the wrong place. It's so now I'm like, you know, obviously everyone's afraid to get vulnerable. Like the way I got vulnerable on the last podcast, like I'm afraid of that. That's fear. I'm walking through that.
Why? What are you afraid of specifically?
Well, I'm just trying to help you guys understand what's going on with me right now, as far as like all the validating things that I get every single time I open my phone. Dude, you got to be careful, because this cord is going to pull that out. You see what's happening right there? And then everything's going to stop. So I just got to be careful.
He's afraid
You know what I'm
of the
saying?
cord.
Does that make sense?
Can you elaborate just a tiny bit more?
Well, everybody's saying, we love you, you're great, everything you do is great.
Yeah.
Keep getting honest. And I'm thinking, oh, right on. Like, I could do anything. I got to just keep. So I can just say anything, I can do anything, and I can expose anything. Whereas a year ago, I would have never talked about half the shit I talk about.
That's true.
Online. Like, I mean, dude, like 3 years ago, I didn't even really talk about recovery a lot on Instagram.
Right.
I just like thought it was something that like we weren't supposed to talk about, which, to be honest with you, it seems fucking ludicrous right now.
But without going too far off, what are you saying?
I'm just saying that I don't really have a lot right now that I'm afraid of, because I have so much strength
But you said it was coming from the wrong place. What does that mean?
It means that that without that, I wouldn't have inner strength to do some of these things.
Interesting.
That's what Steve's saying, is if I were to lose it all, would I be like, oh my God, like, would I still be able to go up on the mountaintop and shout, I'm a fucking selfish, self-centered fuck who's working on it? Or would I try to still look good?
What if you didn't post for a whole day? You post every 3 hours, right? For the last month?
Maybe 2 months.
That would be scary.
Are you afraid of
And
that?
every single...
Hold on a minute, because let me get into this. You're afraid of like losing followers and stuff?
fucking went there, huh?
You're afraid of losing momentum. You're afraid of like missing your shot. Like let's just think about this. I'm not saying do it or not, but let's just talk about it.
I don't know that I'm necessarily afraid to not post. I just don't know that it would be the smartest thing right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it might be stupid because you might lose your momentum and then
What am I
stop
afraid of?
gaining followers.
To be totally honest with you, I'm a little bit afraid of actually having a major network back this show.
Right on.
I am a little bit scared of that.
Then approach one.
Oh, no, I'm going. Okay. I mean, Andy wants to do it, and I'm like going to do it. But I'm saying there's some fear there because now
that's your bullseye that you aim out.
I think you were more on it when you said don't post.
Like it'd be a fun exercise, and it might what it might do. This.
I mean, maybe it's not
it.
smart, but it's scary.
But think about this. Think about the result.
Smart.
Think about the
Alex
result.
Told me I should take a day off.
You don't post, right? So let's say you don't post, and he loses 1,000 followers.
Well, that's just not going to happen.
Okay, but you don't post and you gain 1,000 followers.
Right.
Then you start to realize, oh, this isn't that important,
right?
And you kind of breathe a little bit.
No, I should. I should definitely.
Or you lose some followers and realize this isn't really that big of a deal.
It's so fucking crazy right now that I'll wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning, to go to the bathroom, and I'll sit down.
Here, I know exactly what you'd be afraid of. Give me your phone.
Can I just finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I sit in bed. And when I would normally go back to sleep, instead I film Veronica sleeping, and I make a post with the song, and I say how this is all that there is to life, is my dogs and my wife, and it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah,
which I mean, in my heart. But I'm looking around at how lucky I am and how grateful I am, and I'm like, this is it. I need to post this because I want to share this with people, and I want them to remember that it doesn't get better than this.
Right.
And if you have someone in your life who loves you, right on.
Yeah.
You did it. And it took me 37 years to realize that. I was always chasing some other bullshit. But I mean, it's just ironic that. But what were you going to say? So what I'm saying is I'm actually staying awake. I'm not even going back to sleep. I'm up at 7 so that I can post because it's been 5 hours.
What if you gave me your cell phone and then I drove home with your cell phone and I decided when you'd get your phone back?
That would just be stupid.
Why?
Because I got.
What would you do?
I would just.
He'd hop on Veronica's and start posting there.
Yeah.
Hold on. Does the idea give you some sort of anxiety?
I would just pace.
Yeah.
I would just watch a show or play Doom or.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, I just thought it'd be interesting exercise to like look at some things that might be.
No, but but let me think about that. Like right now, what am I really afraid of?
Right.
I'm a little bit afraid. What am I really afraid of?
What if you approached your dad and you told your dad, Dad, I feel like you don't tell me you love me the way I want you to tell me it.
You know, I kind of have said that to him. I don't know. That's like, what are you afraid of? I really.
Are you afraid of talking to Dylan? Why don't you call Dylan?
I will. I actually was going to call. I was going to ask you if I could call Angela.
Sure. For what?
just to say, hey, I've just been thinking about you. Me and Billy are really excited about what we're doing, and I just want you to know I really care about him and you and Summer, and I just kind of wanted to just check in and say hi. And I don't know, I just feel like so here's something that I recently did. I texted Astrid,
Right.
who's someone who I respect and care about.
I remember that.
And
You faced that.
well, no, that was when it was going down, but
Right.
just a couple days ago I did. Because we were talking about some stuff, and then I texted Randy right afterwards. And I just, that can be scary for me, that
Right.
kind of stuff.
That's what I think, that there's a secret sauce behind something like that.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
another
And I
thing
think
that's-
people should really put their sights on. And
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how far you want to go, because I can think of a fear right now that I'm not going to touch, but there's fears that are,
Well, like
some are smart and some are not, right?
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
so for me to tell Tim like my honest feelings,
Yeah.
about like certain things, that's scary. But like, my point is that as I find further success in the endeavors that I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
I'm getting more courage,
Right.
to tell Wickham the truth, because I don't need him to tell Tim the truth. Because I know he's valuing me more now.
So
So I don't know. Is that good? Is that bad? I mean, I just think like, let's say you got $1 million tonight. Mm-hmm. I think it would give you, you would have a little bit, you would be in a lot less fear. Just in general.
sure.
You'd be able to tell people, you'd be able to just be more honest.
It's fuck you money, yeah.
Right? So that's kind of where I'm at. It's something of
fuck
that.
you money. That's funny.
Yeah. But it's also like, I also do think that I've spent, a long time melting my fear away with God. And
I just feel like a lot of people that follow you and comment on your stuff, like that's what they're searching for when they find you. You know what I mean? Is like courage. Mm-hmm. You talk to a lot of people and you're giving them courage. You know what I mean? And like,
and they
that's a huge,
Kind of
huge
happens,
message.
and this is like when they say the cart before the horse. You accept and you face the fears, and then the success comes. You become who
Right.
you are. You get rid of the mask, and then the true things happen. It doesn't work the other way around.
No, because there's a lot of artists who are.
Okay, like that guy, but for us, in the progression of the self-actualization on our journey, whatever their journey is,
But I think you're right, because success isn't outside. It's not monetary. This thing we happen to be doing can also be seen from the outside, but it's really filling us up inside in a way that what he's doing isn't.
Yeah. Right.
So therefore it really is success.
That's right.
Because whether we get 1 million downloads and a sponsor or not, we're still going to be successful.
Oleg,
Right?
I need you to
yeah,
come
I
here,
think
please.
on my end here, yeah, because
No, me too.
I enjoy talking truth as much as we can. It's gotten a little weird since you become TikTok famous and stuff.
Well, but
but it's
weird.
just a progression, right? It's just
Yeah,
it's an adventure.
Yeah, but it's not weird, dude. It's like even more. It gives us even more to talk about because I'm going through
Well,
it.
it's a little weird because I'm more afraid of being boring or uninteresting, or like I think there's an audience now.
But wait, there's a fear.
Yeah, there's one fear,
But you're fucking facing it, and you're walking into it, and you're growing, and you're better because of it, and you're getting better at being a co-host on a podcast.
yeah. Well, you do 90% of the talking. My job here, no, but it's good because I had this realization. I'm a witness.
Yeah.
I'm a listener.
Yes.
You guys are talking to me. So even though you're talking, if I wasn't here, you'd be talking to nobody.
100%.
So somehow I have this presence that adds to it, even though I don't
my
say a
God.
lot. Right.
Look, Billy, I was actually going to say earlier is you ask the right questions because
And
you're
then I'll
paying
ask
attention.
questions sometimes. Yeah.
But that's the thing is when the less a person talks, the louder their messages.
But how cool is it having? How cool is it having him here, Troy?
Oh, it's huge.
It's so huge.
It's huge, man.
It's like so. I don't want to talk to anyone without you.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do it.
Well, I don't want you to.
You know what I mean? I mean, if you can't be here for some reason, but that's another reason why I do want to be able to like make it something that like if you can't come for some reason, you're able to at least say, "Yo, this is one of the ways I get paid." That way, it could be like a real thing, and that's one of the things that we can.
That'll be great when it gets there. I'm excited about.
Yeah, but like, let's just say like, you know, Wednesday when Randy comes at 7, let's say for some reason you can't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do we do then?
Oh, I don't know. Ken, you could probably just do it though, right? You could have Troy or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
we'll just schedule it in where we can be.
Yeah,
here, right?
that's what we're going to do. And you're basically available after 6 every day.
Well, Angela's starting to work. But yeah, we'll schedule like everything.
You just need to let me know when you're available. This is the only podcast in the world where we talk about how we're going to do the podcast on the podcast. No, but that's what I love is
but
the
you're talking about the evolution on the podcast.
But that's my thing is I want to be so transparent about everything that we're not competing with anyone else. And that's what we're going to do with the short films too.
Yeah.
So I put Troy in charge of this. I said, Troy, here's $500.
Mm-hmm.
Make it happen.
The short films?
Yes, we're doing.
Oh, so you're going to be doing. You're like the director or the.
He's fucking whatever he
manager.
wants to be.
I don't know what I am.
Producer.
AD.
But he knows the lighting.
I'm a producer.
He knows the cameras. He's got everyone's number. We don't work the way a normal production company works. It doesn't. I don't like that shit. I don't want to be like. I want everyone to have a say. If you have an idea for a light or a shot, or if you have you're acting, but I still want to know what you think.
Yeah.
That's just how we're like a family, and it's not. I don't want it to be like that.
Well, I mean, that's good because you can get some creativity that way.
But the thing I want to do with Troy and you and everyone, I think, is just be totally transparent and totally raw and real. That's why the short with me and Troy, out of all the shorts we've done, I think that one's the best
one. Yeah.
That's why I wear
Don't you think?
camouflage so I can be totally transparent.
I think he was the one he was like, yo, this. What did you say?
Is this real or is this?
But what did you say?
Yeah, people believed when you said that you relapsed or whatever in the film.
But your reaction is what made it believable. And what did
because
you
it
say?
seemed so natural, like it didn't seem contrived or acted, or I guess. Well, I don't know what I said. What did I
you
just
said? I don't want to get high anymore.
Oh,
Remember that?
not really. No.
You're like, I don't want to be in that situation. You were watching it, and that's what he said. And that something happened that night when he said that to me. Because when I show my art to people, something happens to me. I see it.
Right.
You know, when you
Yes.
show people shit, you
Yes.
recognize things that you didn't see before.
Yeah, you're listening different.
Yeah. So when he said that, I thought to myself, wow. Like,
Well, it's pretty profound because I've been wanting to get high for a while, ever since the CBD incident.
Wow.
but when he saw that short, he didn't want to get high anymore.
Jeez.
Because it was so...
Do you ever feel like getting high, Troy?
No.
Never?
No.
What's that? I get money for unemployment. Whoa, how much? Oleg just got his
Full
unemployment.
transparency. What?
That's nice.
What?
Yeah.
That's better than I ever got paid in my life.
Well, I mean, Troy, you can make 1,000 a week
All right, let's do it. I'm down.
just from doing two short films a
Dylan's
week.
getting after me right now.
Yeah,
Sweet. That's
we're
great.
good. Let's wrap it
I
up.
have a
That was really long. It's
For
2.5
everybody, that's what
2
I heard.
hours. 20
That
minutes.
they're
I
putting
just
that-
have one question. Have you been asking people what learning to lose means to them on the
I
podcast?
have.
Yeah.
What are some of the kind of
I haven't-
answers that you
I've been
got?
denied though, but
I think you should do a compilation of that. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. I want to.
Yeah.
I
You
actually
do
want to watch
$10.99?
that just personally.
is that how you
Yeah,
do it?
we'll-
$10.99?
Well, it's usually the same thing about embracing loss as an opportunity for growth, you know, and
Did anyone give any specific stories or anything like that?
well, that's what Alex wants to do is he wants to have people submit their story of how they learn to lose.
Yeah, some people might have lost loved ones or lost a relationship or lost a job.
Yeah.
Or
For me, it has a lot to do with like losing like jobs and opportunities and failing.
Yeah.
Like Denzel Washington says, if you want to get what I got, you got to do what I did and fail big.
dang.
You got to fail 8 times. Well, dude, let's wrap it up on this. I want to show you.
I actually have a wrap out that I want to do.
Okay, well then let's do it after this because I posted this on.
Do what you think I've done, then do what I've done. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once.
So I posted this on the Learning to Lose Instagram. So I've been posting things like this on the page, like things that are, oh, did you see this?
And he was sharing with me some feelings that I definitely...
I posted this
as a drug addict or an
on the
alcoholic
Learning to Lose page.
I mean, even just a human being where I definitely went through a period of my life where I felt like I was fucked up. And then when I got sober, I was trying to learn how to be a good person, but like instinctually into my core, I was a mess. And we had both been listening to this meditation where, this dude talks about us being love and light and peace and blah, blah, blah. And my friend was like struggling with that. And so I just said to him, like, well, that is what we are. And that is what he is. And that's what everyone is. We're all love and light. And we are all peace. I mean, think about when you are kind and loving to another being, or when you're kind and loving to another animal or something. I mean, it feels good, and it feels good on the inside because you're in the flow and the harmony with your true self, right? And your true self is love, your true self is peace, your true self is kindness.
Wow.
And when you depart from your true self, that's when you feel the struggle. That's when you feel the struggle with life. That's when you feel the struggle with yourself. That's when you get frustrated. That's when you try to exert more power, which leads to more frustration. But again, this is the reminder.
I love that.
Our true selves are love, they are light, they are peace, they are unity, they are compassion, they are forgiveness. They're all the beautiful things. And when we act those ways, that is when we feel the absolute best and good about ourselves. Okay.
Awesome. I'm going to close it out with my favorite song Dane ever did.
Oh, but this is the funny one. I don't think it's funny. Wow. That rhythm is so crazy. Thinking about my thoughts.
Thinking inside the box.
Thinking inside the box. He got it.
It is catchy, huh? My foot's starting to tap.
I can see it all, but still I'm lost. I don't think you guys don't understand how weird this time signature is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's just a weird. And you hear your mom in the background talking. Like he recorded that on the shittiest 4-track. But you don't. I don't. Think,
I love thinking about our love.
Yeah.
Think
crazy.
inside the box. I don't know.
But like the time signature and the way he's singing on that rhythm is so complicated. People don't to be able to write that complicated but make it sound that simple is a real. So I sent Billy his SoundCloud. There's a lot of music on there now because you gave me like 40 songs that I didn't even have that he found on his laptop. But there is just so much incredible music on this SoundCloud page. If anybody wants to go and listen,
could you play his music though? Could you learn it and play it somewhere? Or
well, I've sent it out to some people I know that are really good at like interpreting music, but a lot of Kevin Drake couldn't figure it out. Tim's pretty good at figuring Dane's shit out because he played in our band.
Yeah.
But the way that Dane writes music is it's hard to. A traditional songwriter wouldn't. He does things that are really weird, but they sound okay because he's just literally. I really do believe he's a fucking genius because he didn't really have much formal training, and he just started being able to sing like out of nowhere one day. We're like, wait, what? Like you can like really sing? Like that's crazy, you know? And he didn't really. He just had a really good ear. You know how like certain comedians can like do really good imitations, like Jamie Foxx, for example. Yeah. That's why he's such a good musician because he can sing. Like some people are just they have a really good ear brain coordination and they're able to like figure shit out. Like Dane could just figure, like I would produce a lot of his music on the keyboard and I would just pull up the sound and just let him just do his thing. Yeah. And he would do like all these fifth harmonies and it was just miraculous. But if you want to listen to any of Dane's music, there's like probably like 50 songs on this SoundCloud that I made for him called Dane Rippee or Dead Horse Revival. Dead Horse Revival. You know, like you know that saying, "You're beating a dead horse." Mm-hmm. He named his project Dead Horse Revival, which kind of means like it's already all been done. Everybody's beating a dead horse. Right. Now I'm going to revive that dead horse. And a big one of his biggest things was like, we're all just imitations at best. Because we're just a collection of everything that we've ever and there's this great saying that I love. Good artists copy, great artists steal.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Like Daft Punk is one of the greatest groups ever. Every single song they ever made was a sample of a 70s song. And the Beatles were copying, you know, Little Richard or whatever. Like, you know, rock and roll came from the Rolling Stones were just copying,
blues artists.
Yeah. Like Led Zeppelin they were copying. It's just, yeah. So, when you steal something and you just do it your own way, it can be really incredible. But yeah, so if you want to check out Dane's music, go to SoundCloud and just search for Dane Rippee, DaneRippee, or Dead Horse Revival, Mastering Mediocrity. That's the name of the album. What are you looking for? That was a great outro. We could do one more if you want.
You know who this is?
Ben Paul.
Yeah, guess who else is on here?
Dane?
And Chris Saavedra.
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to find this song forever.
Yeah, that's burnt, though.
Moose Knuckle?
I just want to do this. This is my favorite song he ever wrote. Try to listen to the lyrics. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here.
I think he borrowed part of this from Queen.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing.
Oh.
But that's the point. He said, if you listen to the lyrics, which are hard to, he said, for you I've long tried to stay true and original, and now I've gone and thrown it all.
Right, that's right there.
Because he's not being true and original. He's throwing it, he's copying it. He's just, if you really listen to the lyrics, this is about being, you know, he said, we're just a collection. If you want, I can break down the lyrics. Hey there, with your scrutinizing glare, I can see your discontent. You know you've heard it before elsewhere, and I'm sure you're right on. I guess it's only fair to credit you with the master of the obvious trophy you strip me bare. Meaning, like, I know you're criticizing this because it sounds like something else you've heard, but all we really are is a collection of the influences that... So basically everything sounds like something else because we're all just one big collective mess of influence, imitations at best.
You don't think there's originals out there? Like, okay, just for example...
Maybe like Mozart or like Beethoven, but...
Well, no. Like, oh God, I just had it in my head and it went away. Like Nirvana, they didn't sound like anything else.
Well, I mean, you know, you know...
Or what about Primus? Like, they don't sound like...
Well, you know, Nirvana came from the Melvins. You know, like he had his influences. And so did Les Claypool. You know, like
of course.
Growing up, you learn we're all only everything.
You're right.
Yeah, and it's
right.
just an interesting.
No, it's true.
Way of looking at it.
How could you not pull from your experience?
Yeah, and I actually wrote a paper in my philosophy class in college, which I got an A on. Which it was like my thesis on like there's no such thing as free will. Because you don't choose who and what and how you're influenced, or what you're taught, or what your brain chooses to latch onto, and that defines who you are, and that defines why and how you make decisions. So you might be making a decision, but you're really not. Because
you don't think you even have choice, though? Let's say two people grow up in the same environment. Some people will pick up different parts of the same environment. No,
that's impossible. Because there's no possible way that they could be dreaming the same things. There's no possible way that they have all the same exact chemistry inside their body and their brain. And there's no way that they could be doing...
No, but what I'm saying is they do pick up different things from the same environment.
Exactly. and they're not in control of how or where how that
Oh,
happens.
so you're saying their chemistry and
Everything. Like a parent could favor one kid a little bit.
Yeah.
One kid could see a movie that another kid didn't see, and it could have a profound impact on his life that it didn't have. I mean, me and my brother grew up in the same situation. We came out totally different just because, maybe I watched He-Man and I liked Skeletor and he liked He-Man just because he was blonde and I had brown hair. Who knows? It's just, you just become what you become and you don't really have control over it. It's kind of it's just a hypothesis. And I quoted some Freud and some other shit and I backed it up and she was like, you really took this all the way, and I got an A- on the paper.
Nice.
Do you believe in free will?
Yes.
But don't you think every decision you make is based on influence?
Yes.
Okay, but you don't have control over how you're influenced. Therefore, you don't have free will.
Yes, you do.
But you're choosing based on things that you were taught or learned.
Nobody's forcing me into making my decision, though.
Actually, but
you're influenced.
That's not the same as not having free will. That's like a meaningless.
He's so sure of everything. That's like what we were talking about earlier.
That's why it's fun to run it by him, right? He's going to argue it.
I believe that I have been given.
Did you hear what we're saying?
Yeah,
though?
no, I do. But the reason why I'm so sure of it is because I believe I've been in situations where I could choose either or, and I wasn't ultimately influenced by my environment. I actually made some decisions, different than others because I felt like I had free will. So I believe
because
in free
of
will.
who you are, because of your past experience.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a good argument.
But
it's a good argument.
Maybe so. But here's the difference: is like I don't have free will, and like if I'm in jail and they say go here, you know what I mean? That's not having free will. So that's like basically what I mean.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could talk about what potentially is causing us to make decisions all day long and never.
Well, this is a weird concept. Now my mind's going a little bit because, can you pull anything from the ether, or is it all just It's just manipulation of your past.
This is what I think, though, is when how do ideas enter your brain?
I don't know.
I think it's God. I think all the ideas that enter your brain comes from God. All of them. I really do, and I think.
Right, because sometimes something will just come to you and you'll be like, fuck, that is interesting, or that is...
I mean, but Troy, come on. Like, all the music you've listened to and all the movies you've seen, you don't think those have any influence on, like, the ideas you have?
Yeah, they have influence.
Right,
but they're not forcing me into a decision.
No, but not everything.
Even the concept that is Troy Rippee and the way his original is not original because of the influences, is it not?
Yeah. That's what me and Tim have talked this into the ground.
Oh, you have?
You can be influenced.
I'll do it again then.
You can be influenced, but still make a decision to the antithesis of the influence.
What?
Maybe not, though, because of your heart.
For sure you can.
Well, you don't. First of all, this is like philosophy, and there's no.
I could see that the few times I've been violent, it goes against my nature, but I chose to be violent. I didn't even really know why I was doing it.
There's no way for us to know this answer. So for you to even say that you know is kind of like...
For you to even say that you don't know, or there's no way. It's kind of like, so you're so sure of yourself that you don't know.
Well, there's no way
you're so sure that you don't know, that
and you're so sure that you do.
I'm so sure that I do know.
I'm not sure of anything.
You're sure that you're not sure.
I'm just saying that I know that what we learn, we don't have control over.
This reminds me of that podcast you did with Oleg. At some point, I stopped listening because you guys just started arguing.
Yeah.
It was like an argument. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to them argue for another 20
Do you think that
you don't have control over what you learn? When you want to learn something and you go to YouTube and you type something in the search, is it just like you put random letters, or do you type in something specific to learn?
I mean, really?
Really?
But is that really what you think we're talking about?
That's what you just said.
No,
you have no
I'm
control
talking
over what
about
you learn.
like when you walk through life as a 5-year-old boy and you're looking around and your parents are saying one thing and you're like, oh, I don't want to believe that. And then you think, and then you meet some kid who you look up to, and then you start adopting their ideas, and you have a teacher. I'm not talking about typing a fucking YouTube search in. Like, you're taking it way too literally. You got to back up a little bit and try to see what we're saying. and it's philosophy, and it's like we're playing with ideas, and nobody really there's no definitive answer to any of this stuff. We're just like he said, like it's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, no, there's no way it could be that. It's obviously I have free will. It's like, well, you're not hearing what we're saying.
I didn't say obviously I have free will. You asked me what I believed. I told you what I believed. I'm sure about what I believe.
Does it hurt your feelings when he does that?
He repeats back to me something I did not say.
Well, no, but he'll just...
No, it's just frustrating. But
don't you think that didn't you just hear him say he was sure he has free will?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure of what I believe in. I think it's also a very interesting concept.
But do you think that we have free will?
Yes.
Okay, therefore
I believe something, yes.
Right, okay,
I'm sure about what I believe.
You believing it is different from what you just said, though, just so you know. You were like you were sure of it.
Yeah, I am sure of it.
But it wasn't like what you believed. You were saying you know that this is what it is.
Now you've lost me. I don't even know.
No, but that's what you do, though. That's what you do, though. You do it a lot.
I'm sure about myself more than you are at certain things.
That's what you should say, but that's not what you said, and it's not what you see. A lot of times you present something like it's true for everything and everyone, and like you know what it is, and that's not the way we should be doing that. We should be like,
well, we always get checked when we do that. Well, not always, but sometimes we get checked when we do that.
And I'm just like checking you as a friend in the same way you check me as a friend.
Right.
And when you pull me up, I like really want to look at it.
But didn't you ask me a question? What was the question? Do you believe in free will?
Yeah.
And then I said yes. And then you started to challenge if I believed it. And my answer was yes.
Well, I said...
So, hold on a minute. Let me understand this fully. You were questioning my belief about whether I believed in free will. And all I was doing was just basically stating I believed in free will over and over.
Right.
I'm not pushing my belief on you.
Right.
You're just asking about mine.
No, but we're trying to push you to get at... see
at least
if
see
you could
what
see
we're
it.
saying.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm just...
And you're not open to it being any other way.
No, I'm not open to it. I just
that's how it
believe,
sounded.
No, I'm not open at all. I think it's a great.
He
I think
always,
it's an amazing question.
He always comes around, you know.
I never,
but at
didn't
first,
think this way. I didn't come around. I believe it's a great concept. It's a great question.
Yeah,
to ask.
it's like you got to have two sides to the argument to have an argument, right?
I mean, and honestly, like
100%.
What's interesting is I feel like if you really believe in God, then you kind of are what Troy's saying. You do have some, like, you are able to channel something different. That's that God spirituality.
That's just like old character, new character, or channeling. Yeah.
But like, what caused me to be willing to go to God? I wasn't in control of that. I was graced. I was lucky, and it wasn't really my decision. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Part of it is your decision.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
Well, you're getting at stuff that we can't really know.
Exactly.
But it's fun to talk about.
Right. And that's why it's important that we always...
And you know what? Talking about it opens up other things. And it broadens like this introspective perspective or something. And it's kind of inspiring.
But let me just ask you... Yeah, so I need to chill. Like, so I get upset and I talk to people like in a way that's like not chill.
Well, like that song he brought up, you could tell he was excited about it, right? I just finally found this after, and then you're like, that's burnt.
Well, that's because I know what it is.
And I'm just wondering how he feels. That's all. It's not whether it's burnt or not. I'm just worried the dynamic. I'm interested in the dynamic.
I could have been hurt, but I wasn't, because it was not big of a deal.
Well, that's because you don't know. We know that was like some... So...
But you guys do this all the time too, so
yeah. But like that was, just tell them what that was.
It was like some kid rapping that shouldn't be rapping. It's a good joke from like a long time ago, and it was like on Dane's iPod
called Moose Knuckle. It's a joke. It's a stupid song that nobody.
It's an embarrassing song.
It's only
for a
something
couple of people.
that it's like he just he forgot that there are other people listening to this podcast.
No,
for
I
a
didn't
second.
forget.
Right.
I don't care. I know there's,
but see, I
know
do
there's
care.
2 people that'll listen, and it'll be amazing for them. It's important.
I'll probably listen to it at some point.
But I do care, and I would have rather played something that was actually good. That's why I did that.
Moose knuckle.
Dude. All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Good night.